We are loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams.
And welcome in, everybody, to another episode of InsideEdge Primetime here on the InsideEdge Network. Chad Bryan to my right, your right. I am Eli Moon. We are back in the saddle, on the saddle, in the saddle, saddle adjacent here on this Tuesday edition of InsideEdge Primetime. So happy you're with us. A crazy day. We are here with you to talk all about it. Cannot wait. Real quick reminder, we are in a sprint because we have another show at 11 p.m. The Daily Spiral with Autumn Chisholm, and I'll be on with her talking Love Island and a bunch of stuff. Of course, Midnight Run with Anthony Alford to follow. And of course, you can like, subscribe, follow at InsideEdge Net on all the socials: YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. Go check out our InsideEdge Network Roku channel. Go check out the app there and listen to us there as well. So many great things to check out and rock out with us. InsideEdge Net on all the socials and InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Again, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Go read about your favorite personalities like Chad and I and everybody who does a great job. Go to the partners page. Check out our fantastic partners, W Energy, Monster Moments, SportsMemorabilia.com. Of course, AlleyRoseFragrances.com and Monster Moments. A lot of great stuff here. And of course, go to the merchandise store. Go check it out because we can do without you. And get a shirt, a hat, a mug, a polo, all that great stuff at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Chad B, man, dude, how are you doing?
I'm doing. It's Tuesday. We made it through Monday. Monday felt like 3 days somehow. And today's been a whole crazy day, man. But I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I am doing great. Great. I just got back from a show about 30 minutes before the show started. I was out at Dunlap's. I had an incredible band, Not Worth Asking, from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, in on tour.
We're not supposed to ask you what the name of the band is?
That's the name, Chad.
All right. No, I'm kidding, man.
I love it. Not Worth Asking. Of course, you had Lacey and Cadescent, and they did a strip down set. Lacey and Chris Lugo, they're incredible. And then we had King Grim and Jetstar, just an absolutely phenomenal lineup. Was thrilled to see all of that just come to life at Dunlap. So incredible. And I'm here sitting with my guy, my primetime partner, my co-host, and we are rocking and rolling. Chad B, we got a lot to talk about. We got Ben Bales coming up. We didn't get to it yesterday. We have Ben Bales speaking with us from yesterday about the World Cup and why you should tune in. And of course, Tuesday Top 5 later on. But we're going to share some thoughts first before we dive into everything. We're going to go ahead and talk about Brendan Sorsby because you can't avoid it. Cannot avoid Brendan Sorsby at this point. He is the man of the hour when it comes to football, not just college football, not just NFL football. And he went back and forth in terms of, is he going to be a college star? Is he going to be an NFL star? Is he going to even be a star? Who knows? But the one thing is for certain, Brendan Sorsby has declared that he's going to enter the NFL supplemental draft, the 2026 NFL supplemental draft. This was after his eligibility was up in the air, after he got caught gambling, and then he gets the approval by the Lubbock judge, and there's questions there as well. And all of that to now, the Big 12 was fighting back in terms of, hey, this isn't right. And, we're going to look into things about how we are going to, in other teams, other schools, going to look into if we want to play you, like how this is killing college football. Yeah. And now we're at the point where Brendan Sorsby is going into the 2026 NFL supplemental draft. What does this mean for Sorsby first? And what does this mean for teams like the Cleveland Browns, the New York Jets, the Arizona Cardinals, teams like that could take a swing on Sorsby?
Well, I mean, for Sorsby, it means he's got to prove to a lot of people very quickly that he's got his act together, right? I mean, you can't expect teams to. I don't think anyone's going to use a first round pick, or equivalent pick in the supplement. I don't think anyone would do that right now. Mm-hmm. I know he's been to rehab. I know he's said all the right things. He's I don't know if he's said all the right things or not, but maybe this could have started with him doing the right thing. But whatever. Here we are, and I'm glad for the NCAA. This is one. Listen, I don't normally side with the NCAA on anything, Eli, but on this one, I'm with them. You can't. This is competitive integrity, right? Like, you can't bet on the sport. You can't do that if you're a player. You can't bet on your own team. He did both. You're not really, I think it's frowned upon to bet from team facilities. I believe he did that as well. Or that may have been the only thing that he didn't do wrong. But regardless, the injunction was weird, right? It came from a Lubbock judge. I mean, of course it did. I mean, I get it. You know, football's king. You know, we talk about high school football, Friday night lights, whatever. College football, it's a moneymaker. So people are always you're always gonna have, not all people, but you're always gonna have those people that are gonna err on the side of, well, you know, what's good for the money, right? It's good for Texas Tech. Let's go win a national title. Let's do whatever. That's crazy. That was crazy that was ever a thing. I don't know exactly what, other than the Big 12 possibly, you know, punishing him and making him ineligible for a certain amount of games and possibly the Big 12 championship game. I don't know exactly what swayed his decision to enter the supplemental draft, but obviously there was something that his people were hearing on their end, and that, you know, he was advised to do so. So here we are. What it means for teams like the Browns, the Jets, the whoever, I don't know. I mean, again, you have to make sure from your end that he's got his act cleaned up and that he means it. He's not going to do this again. Because if he does this in the NFL, there is no like, will they, won't they? They will suspend him. They will ban him. He'll be gone for life.
Right.
Whatever round pick. So, yeah, it means they're going to have to make sure whoever's doing their homework on Sorsby is going to have to make sure they really do their homework.
Absolutely. And you wonder, what does this mean? Does he get suspended in the NFL as soon as he basically gets drafted? You know, are the NFL going to look into punishing him? I know it didn't happen in the NFL, but there have been cases where the NFL has looked at college, certain situations, and said, hey, guess what? You're going to have to pay your time here in the NFL. So you wonder, is a team willing to take a chance at him, right? I bring those teams up because obviously, first off, here in Cleveland, we have the Browns that are in a quarterback battle. It's no secret. Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. What does this mean for Sanders if Sorsby's brought in, right? And if you're the Browns, and we don't have enough time really to break it down tonight, but if you're the Browns, why would you want to bring in a quarterback room of Brendan Sorsby and Deshaun Watson? But hey, you know what? That's not for me to figure out, but we will discuss it. And then you look at
the full gamut of moral and who cares?
Yeah. No, and you look at Arizona, they drafted Carson Beck. So Carson Beck, obviously, the guy they're looking to maybe bring in as their starter if Jacoby Brissett decides he wants too much money and they say, Jacoby Brissett, respectfully, we decline. But they're going to have to play somebody at quarterback, and Sorsby obviously would slot in right there as in that competition. And then you look at the Jets. I'm thinking the Geno Smith reunion is going to be a lot better than a lot of people feel like. I think the Jets are going to be very good this year. I stand on it. I said it on the preview show, the schedule show, I stand on it, that the Jets are going to be very good this year.
Okay.
Now, if they look at Sorsby and say, well, now we can get the future ticket, do they put a bid in? Those are the teams that stand out to me the most.
Yeah.
But somebody's going to take a chance at him. That's the reality. He is a talented kid. He's definitely a good quarterback, but you just got to question. And Andrew Barry even brought it up over on local airways here in Cleveland on 92.3 The Fan about, hey, you know, we look at, you know, was a mistake, you know, are they a bad person or is it a bad mistake?
Yeah.
And I can hear that to a degree.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable way to look at things, to be honest. I know Barry gets a lot of heat, but that's a reasonable way to look at things. Everything, you know?
It is. But when you're talking about millions of dollars,
you
better make sure you judge the character right. And they haven't judged the character right already at the quarterback position.
I think that was a very simplified way to put what he was trying to say. But yeah, I think they're going to do a lot of homework. But the overall message I agree with from Barry, honestly. So
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we'll keep talking Brendan Sorsby, obviously. We'll have a lot to break down with him. About him, not maybe with him. Maybe I mean, hey, Brendan Sorsby, the door is open. If you want to come here, you know, we'll have a fair, honest discussion with you. But door's always open here on Inside Edge Primetime. I know AA later on tonight on Midnight Run. They're at midnight. We'll be discussing Brendan Sorsby and a whole lot more. So stay tuned for that. But we got a jam-packed show. We would be remiss if it feels like we're on a track field right now, and AA be proud of us as a former track and field star that we are sprinting right now through it because we have a lot to get to. We'll talk more Sorsby later on in the week, Chad, but we have our guy Ben Bales from the sports show with no name that you guys do, and we got Ben on here to talk about the World Cup, why you should be invested in the World Cup, who some teams you should look out for, and all of that. Very exciting interview. We did it yesterday, so it'll be out here for you tonight here on Inside Edge Primetime. We're going to take a quick pause for the cause, however. That is Chad Bryan to my right, your right, everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. This is Inside Edge Primetime on the Inside Edge Network. Hello to our first-time listeners, viewers. Hello. Comment, and we'll put you up on the screen. We got Tuesday Top 5 coming up later, a very fun one. Can't ruin the surprise yet. So stay tuned for that. And when we come back, Chad and I will be speaking with Ben Bales about the World Cup. So stay tuned. Chad B and I back right after this.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
And welcome in, everybody, to the Inside Edge Network. This is Inside Edge Primetime, and man, we always have a lot of fun. I cannot wait to have some more fun talking World Cup. Oh my goodness. And Chad and I, we try to talk about the soccer world, and we try to talk about Team USA and everything, but we're not experts. Let's be honest. If you want other sports analysis, we're experts, I would say. Soccer, we're about as good as... Well, we're better than guys on the couch, but we're like next level. That's like our mid-range. We have experts, however, Omar Clausel Jr. on the morning show here on the network, and this guy's sitting over to the far right where Chad B usually is, Chad B in the middle. Chad, you know this guy a little bit better than I do, though. Why don't you go ahead and let the people know who we have here with us to talk some World Cup?
Yes, today, whatever it is, we have Ben Bales. Listen, Ben's my co-host on my show, our show. It's very creatively named. It's the sports show with no name. Very creatively named. We're very good at naming things, so that's what we named it. But Ben knows more about soccer than maybe any human that I've ever met, and more than like 3 dogs. So I think it's fair to have him in. Ben, it's World Cup time, so we're going to talk about World Cup. First of all, when I ask you these questions, you have to explain them to Eli and to myself like we're 5. So yeah, don't assume that we know anything at all. I love the World Cup, but I'm a very casual viewer. I'm like every 4 years, hey, the World Cup's on, let's watch it. And I'm like, wait, who's the United States again? Where are they from? And I got to remember that's us. So no, it's not that bad. I know a little more about soccer than that. But A couple of things I want to get into, Ben. First of all, Ben, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. Doing good.
Good, man. It's good to hear from you. It's good to see you. We used to have a segment called something very close to something on another news show. I wanted to call this that, but I don't know if we can do that. So we'll get to that later. But
Yeah.
or maybe we'll never get to it. Anyway, Ben, listen. So the World Cup, everything's new this year. Well, not everything, but
Yep.
there's a lot of new stuff, right? We've got hydration breaks. I know Double A's been talking about all the hydration breaks, which is cool. You got to keep people hydrated, right? It's really hot summer. But there's a new format, right? There are more teams than ever in the World Cup. Tell me. I guess I was going to say tell me a little bit about that, but I did say explain it to me like I'm 5. So tell me all about the new format. Whatever. How does that work?
I'll explain in basketball terms, right? You know, people ask for years, should they extend the NCAA tournament, right? And the answer for most college basketball fans that love college basketball is no.
Okay.
I'm the same way with soccer.
All right.
Like, yeah, I love to give these smaller teams chances. Like, Curaçao's in it, the smallest country to ever make it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, then they go up against Germany and they get smashed 7-1, and you're like, well, do they really deserve to be here?
Yeah.
But it's like, you still got to qualify. So yes, of course they deserve to be there because, you still got to go through a grueling 18-game qualifier to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're one of the best teams in their region that got in. So yeah, they're there, but I think 48 teams is a little excessive, but
Okay.
it gives more teams a better chance of making it. And it gives us, maybe one of those underdog stories that, squeaks out of the group and makes a run into the round of 16 or the final 8. So it's just,
Okay.
it's like March Madness, you got people that say, no, we don't need it extended. Then you got people that actually like it. I'm kind of in the middle. I don't mind it because I like watching soccer, so I don't mind it. But
Okay. Then I'm in the middle. I think everyone can see clearly on the screen that I'm in the middle here. So don't try to take my spot off the screen. But let me ask you, what smaller countries are there any are there any Cinderella chances? Like I know there's always an outside chance, and every once in a while you get like a 12 seed or something in the NCAA tournament. You use that example that goes through, and they maybe get to the Elite 8 or something. Any smaller countries that really have a legit shot at getting at moving on and having maybe a chance at this thing?
in terms of actual countries, not really.
Okay.
Curaçao's not going to advance. Cape Verde's probably not going to advance. But you look at Morocco, who they're not known for having a huge population. They're ranked 7th in the entire world in soccer. So they just tied Brazil 1-1 the other day.
Yeah.
And it was one of the games where it was one of the most anticipated group match games because it's number 5 in the world versus number 7 in the world.
Yeah.
So you got teams like that, but it's I think the lowest rated team in the World Cup is rated 98th in the world. So it's I don't see that team going up against the number 1 seed and being able to beat them because Germany just faced Curaçao and beat them 7-1.
Yeah.
So
My question to follow up on that, Ben, is obviously, when we talk about the larger teams in these larger countries, right? We think of the Spains of the world. We think of Ronaldo and in his 6th World Cup. We think of Messi with Argentina and him being in his 6th World Cup and them looking to repeat. What is the probability? What would you say the probability is of Spain or Argentina hoisting a World Cup trophy here at the end of this thing and Messi maybe going back to back or Ronaldo getting this World Cup this year?
I don't think Portugal gets it. I don't think Ronaldo ever gets the chance to do what Messi does and lift the World Cup because I just don't think he makes as much of an impact as Messi. You look at what Messi did in 2022. At 32 years old, he was the best, or whatever he is, 34. He was the best player on the field at any given moment, and he was going up against guys like Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., some of these top names in the entire world. And at 34, he was still the best player in the world. Now, he's 38. He slowed down. But like I told my dad, I said, even if you don't start Messi, you bring him off the bench. Hey, I need a good 45 minutes from you. He can provide you a goal and assist. Boom, you're up 2-0.
Yeah.
But the chances are very slim because I don't think we haven't had a repeat champion in a long, long time. I don't even know when the last time we had one was. But
does that speak a little bit to the parity around the world and the soccer, or is it just the?
It's because it's every 4
it's hard
years.
To be consistent, right?
Yeah, it's because it's every 4 years, and it's you got guys that at 26 could be one of the best players in the world, and by the time they're 30, they're playing in no knock to MLS, but then they're playing in the MLS and they're not at the same level they used to be.
Are you saying that 30 is old, Ben? Is that what?
No, but I'm it's one of those things when it's Messi's an anomaly, right? He's 38, still one of the best players in the world. Most guys that are 38 are coming off the end of the bench playing 15 games a year, giving you 170 minutes.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I think right now the favorites are Spain and France, which I could see winning. Both teams are young. super talented, have two of the best players in the world. But like I think a sleeper team is like Morocco, like I talked about earlier. If USA plays the way they did against Paraguay, they've got a real good shot.
Okay.
Only if Pulisic is healthy and can go.
Tell us, where are we ranked as the United States? And do they have a chance? I mean, they have a legitimate chance.
I mean, we're ranked 15th in the world.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, yeah, we have a chance, but it's one of those things when it's like, this is the most talented roster that the United States has ever produced, ever had. But it's kind of like Clint. I don't know if you guys have seen the clips. Clint Dempsey's like, I don't care how talented they are. He's like, we had more passion. And it's like, it doesn't matter how talented you are. If you don't have the passion to want to play for your country and want to give everything you have, like the way I look at it is like, look at the Miracle on Ice, right? Those college kids, it was 20 college kids that had the most passion in the world playing for their country and representing, the Stars and Stripes. If USA can have all 11 players that are on the field have that kind of passion to want to play for their country and lift the World Cup trophy, I mean, you have one of the best players in the world in Christian Pulisic. Like, he's been dubbed the LeBron James of soccer for the United States. Like, he's the most highly talented prospect ever to come out of the United States. And if he's playing like he can, the USA can definitely win a World Cup.
My question to follow up on that, Ben, is we've seen Balogun, or I believe that's how we say the last name, Balogun.
Yep.
He is a lot of fun. I tell you, I played some FIFA with my bro Omar the other day, and we were taking care of business with Balogun. He was doing his thing. Talk about Balogun for a minute, because he had 2 goals in the opener against Paraguay. How much is his impact going to be? Because, again, casual soccer fan here, so forgive me, but we hear the Pulisic talk, and he is the leader of this team, obviously. But I think Balogun is like the offensive anchor. It seems like if you need a quick goal, you go to Balogun. Is that right?
For sure. And I'll put it this way. The United States hasn't had, so in soccer, you call the striker the guy that scores a goal. It's just like baseball. They have numbers. Every position has a number. So USA hasn't had a true number 9, which is a striker, in 8 years since Clint Dempsey retired. Balogun is finally that guy that is your true number 9, your elite goal scorer. And if he's scoring every game, it's going to be, like you said, it's going to be extremely hard for us to get to beat, because if you can find the ball to him, he's a true striker, so he's going to want to put the ball in the net. So it's one of the things, when he's in the box, he's looking to shoot. He's not looking like Pulisic. He's not looking to play make. He's not looking to, set up an attack. His whole job is to score. Like that second goal he scored where he cut back, he could have easily laid the ball off to Pulisic making the run on the box, but he took it and shot it because he's a pure striker. He wants to score the ball.
So let me ask you this then. Does that change the strategy a little bit? I mean, is that like, because it seems like when I watch soccer, and I could be totally wrong. Again, I'm a casual fan. I do not claim to be a soccer expert in any way. But it seems like sometimes when we watch the U.S. in the World Cup, it seems like the strategy is sort of like try to play some really good defense, maybe get the ball on our side of the field and hope something good happens. So with someone who can actually score, does that change your strategy from that a little bit, or no? Am I wrong on that?
Obviously, it helps to have a guy like that. And I also don't think we showed it. I also don't think we played to our full potential in the friendlies, because we lost to Germany. We lost to some teams that you're like, okay, you probably shouldn't have lost to that. Okay. But like I told my dad, I said, the way they looked in that opener against Paraguay looked like a completely different team. Like the way they were attacking, the way they were pressing, didn't give up many counterattacks. And it was kind of just like when they went up 3-0 in the second half, they kind of let their foot off the gas. I wish they wouldn't have. I wish they would have just kept going. Yeah. But at the same time, you don't want Paraguay is one of those nasty teams that'll start fouling and hurting people on purpose. So it's one of those where you don't really want to force your players to go out there and play hard. Hence why Pulisic only played the first half, because he took a knock in the first half and they didn't want to push him to try and get him to play the second half. So
yeah, it makes sense.
Interesting. I got a few more here for you, Ben. We appreciate the time. Ben Bales here with us. He is a soccer expert. If you needed to know about some soccer, we have a guy who knows soccer. We have Omar in the mornings, and we have Ben here right now in the evening with us, breaking down some World Cup action, and we appreciate his time. I have another question here for you, Ben. We talked about Morocco, and that sounds like an awesome story. You mentioned a small country size, but strong in terms of soccer potential and team there. We obviously have the Team USA storyline, and can they get far in the knockout round? What are some other storylines? Are there other storylines? I know we have Messi and Ronaldo. We talked about that. Are there some other storylines that are hidden under everything else that we should kind of keep an eye out as well?
I think, obviously the storyline would be, United States making a deep run, because we haven't made one in over a decade.
Yeah.
Like the last one was we made the round of 16 and we lost to Portugal or Spain, I think. I'm one of those delusional believers that, anytime my country's playing them out of the sport, I believe that we can win it.
Yeah,
So
heck yeah.
like I want us to make a run, kind of like, the USA Olympic hockey team did. But besides us, I would say, like, look out for Morocco. Mexico's got a sneaky good team. They're young. I would say Canada, but they're awful right now, so I'm not even going to say them.
Okay.
Colombia is a sleeper team. They got some young guys. Brazil has a 17-year-old on their roster, so same with Mexico. So they got there's some teams that are young that could be good for a couple of years, but I think you got to look out for Morocco. I mean, Morocco lost in the semifinals in 2022 to France, who went on to lose to Argentina in the final.
Yeah.
So, and Morocco returned like almost their entire team. So
Wow.
It's hard to believe we're back here already. I mean, I know it's just like, where have the last 4 years gone? But Ben, I know you're a Steelers fan, but when you said you're a it sounded like you described being a Browns fan perfectly. Like, hey, I always think they can win, right? And then 5-12 later, and here we are. So let me ask you this: if the U.S. is able to move on, and I wanted to ask you first. Let me pivot, because there was a story coming out of Kansas City. Some guy, I can't remember which country it was, but they had a lot of their stuff taken. Did you see that?
Canada.
That was Canada. Okay, so is that a thing we're gonna have to watch out from, like, more from now on?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't think so. But I
I don't
mean,
know if that's going to be a prevailing trend now that we're hosting the World Cup. We're going to have all these teams becoming victims of whatever, and they're going to refuse to play here. I just wondered if that was going to become.
And I'll say this, before we get out of here too. I mean, Eli, I don't know if you played sports, Chad. I know you did.
Yeah.
But like, you know how big like being a brotherhood is, and like when everybody's friends and everybody loves each other, like how far that can take you in a season, right? Like this is probably the closest USA team again that we've had in a long time. And we saw what happened when USA Hockey went on that run. They were a tight-knit brotherhood group, and our whole team was watching the Knicks Spurs finals game after our World Cup game on Friday. So it's like, these guys, like, they genuinely love each other. Seems like the passion's there. So I'm hoping for a run. I don't think we'll win it, but I'm hoping for a run. I mean, if we make it to the round of 16, round of 8, I mean, this is known as the golden generation of soccer for the United States. I mean, like it's kind of one of those things when it's like, the world's caught up to us in basketball, right? Like the United States used to run basketball. Now it's kind of one of those things where it's like the rest of the world is catching up to Europe in soccer, like Europe, South America, like United States. This is the most players the United States has ever rostered that play overseas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like our only MLS player in our starting lineup was our goalkeeper. So you have 10 guys that are playing in Europe, and your only starters from America is your goalkeeper.
Okay. That's crazy.
Goalies aren't really like you need, like, it's good to have an elite goalie. Like, you guys probably remember Tim Howard. He has the record for the most saves ever in a World Cup game with 16. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's an incredible game.
Yeah.
But goalies is one of those positions where, like, goalies are a dime a dozen. Like, you can get good goalies. Like, we have a 19-year-old that plays in Barcelona. He never plays, but he's playing for Barcelona.
Yeah.
So it's like you have good goalies everywhere. It's just a matter of whether or not who makes the team.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben. And we appreciate all the great analysis here. Ben Bales with us. I'm gonna hand it off to Chad B for one final question here for you, and then we're gonna put a bow on this. But best believe, Ben, we will definitely have you back for some more World Cup talk as they keep heating up. But Chad B, you have one more for the guy Ben Bales.
Well, and this might be a tough question to answer in a short amount of time, but what do you talk about the golden era for U.S. soccer, and we're kind of a little bit behind the rest of the world. What do we have to do for United States soccer, for the program to catch up with everybody else, so we can come into the World Cup one year, maybe considered a favorite, or at least a favorite to get to the Final Four? That's not the Final Four, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What do we have to do to do that?
You need to stop making youth kids pay thousands and thousands of dollars to play soccer, right? Over in Europe, every single big club has a youth academy team, right? Okay. If you're born where that team is located, you can enter their youth academy for free. And then once you turn 15, 16, 17, 18, they have the ability to sell you to other teams. You're in the youth academy. They can sell you to other youth academies, other teams. Okay. Until the USA develops that and stops making, youth academy players pay thousands and thousands of dollars, we're going to be as far behind, because these kids aren't, not only just kids, families aren't going to be able to afford thousands and thousands of dollars to put your kid into these elite programs. And I think that's what makes Europe so much better, is like they have these youth academies that are free. Kids can go there for free. Yeah, you might get cut, but you don't lose anything because you're in there for free.
Yeah,
So-
that makes plenty of sense, Ben.
And that should terrify you. I mean, thinking about any other sport. I mean, a lot of people I think are feeling like they're getting priced out of a lot of sports. Travel baseball is becoming insane. Hockey is insanely expensive. Now soccer. If we want one of these sports to be our national pastime, I think I agree with you, Ben. We're going to have to make it affordable at the youth level so everybody can get involved and you can find out where your great players are.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. And we appreciate you, Ben. Ben Bales of the Sports Show with No Name. It's going to be obviously rocking and rolling. It's Chad Bryan and Ben Bales. They do their thing as well. So we're going to bring Ben back on. We appreciate his time sharing a lot of World Cup knowledge there in such a quick span. Ben, we will bring you back on. We'll get some more World Cup breakdown from you, my friend. It has been awesome speaking with you. Ben Bales, you can follow him at bbales_9. Of course, he's over on Twitter as well at benbales625. Go give him a follow. Get some great soccer analysis. And now you're a friend of the program, Ben. Now you're officially a friend of Inside Edge Primetime and the Inside Edge Network. We're going to have you back, all right? We appreciate you.
Cool. Thank you.
Of course.
Thanks,
Ben
Ben.
Bales, everybody. That's Chad Bryan to the middle of both of us. I'm Eli Moon. And when we come back, we're going to put a bow on this episode of Inside Edge Primetime. So much to talk about. Where are we going to find the time, Chad B? We'll find it. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Thank you to Ben, and we're back right after this.
Maser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Maser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at mastermomentsphotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. mastermomentsphotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Maser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Maser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at monstermomentsphotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. monstermomentsphotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryant to my right, your right, everybody's right, and I am Eli Moon. We are rocking and rolling here. A big shout out to Ben Bales from the Sports Show with No Name with Chad Bryant for joining us for some World Cup coverage. We appreciate Ben, and it was a lot of knowledge there and very, very jam-packed segment. So we appreciate him. We'll have him back on down the line, talk some more World Cup as this gets going and it keeps going on. So very good stuff there from Ben. It was awesome to hear from him, Chad.
Yeah, that was like 45 minutes of learning in 20 minutes. Like that was a lot of information. He did a great job. Yes. That was awesome. Yeah.
I love it. Well, hey, we're gonna do some more learning. Okay, we blacked out some time because obviously we're on a different kind of schedule here now with the one stream. We have the Daily Spiral with Autumn Chisholm coming at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock at the top of the hour. We'll have Midnight Run with Anthony Alford at midnight, at the top of that hour. And you can stay tuned in with everything we got going on daily and weekly by liking, subscribing at Inside Edge Net. Give us a follow. YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, Twitch. Go check out our Roku channel. Go check out the Roku app, Inside Edge Network, and InsideEdgeNetwork.com, where you can read about your favorite personalities. Go over to our partners page. You heard about them. Go check them out. W Energy, Monster Moments, SportsMemorabilia.com, Fanatics.com, and AlleyRoseFragrances.com, and Omega Video Marketing. And couldn't do it without you at home. So go get some Inside Edge Network merch. Go get Cleveland's digital leader right there on your shirt, whether it's a polo, a shirt, a hat, a mug, a windbreaker, all that great stuff. Go to InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Chad B, I've been so excited. I know the music's probably still playing. It may not have. Here's the fun thing about the music. I haven't heard it the last 3 nights, so I don't know when it's playing and when it's not. So
that's wild.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to play it on your phone beside you. I don't know what you're gonna have to do. That's weird. I don't know.
Isn't there a Sinatra song about that? Like, and there was a day, the music, and we can't say that. We would say I'm alive.
Not Sinatra, but you were close. There is a song that talks about the music time.
Is it Billy Joel?
No, it's gonna take a while. You better stop.
All right, let's just hand it off to you, buddy. It is Tuesday. You know
that means it is time. You know what you know what that means. You've been.
I know what it means. Do you know what it means? Do you know what it means?
I think I know what it means. I'm pretty excited. Should I start clicking on just random things, or is there something?
Do they know what it means? Does everyone?
Let's just tell them. Let's not even find out. Okay. Let's just tell them it's Tuesday, and that means it's time for the Inside Edge. Not just the Inside Edge Network Tuesday top, but the new look, the streamlined Tuesday top 5. Eli, you haven't even seen this yet. You ready for this?
I'm so excited.
Boom.
Whoa!
The Inside Edge Primetime Tuesday top 5.
Dang, bro. We clean up nice.
We're not so bad, right? We put a little shirt and tie on the Inside Edge Tuesday top 5 just to see what it would look like. And I mean, if I do say so myself, it's pretty handsome. It's not bad. It's not bad, Eli. All right. Well, you know what? I didn't think about, there's no place to really reveal what we're talking about. So I'm going to have to tell them. All the Brendan Sorsby stuff, it just made me start thinking about quarterbacks and some quarterbacks that were taken and, some in the supplemental draft, but some in the regular draft, whatever, who maybe got close, right? Close to what? Close to winning a Super Bowl. So I said, you know what we should do? We should talk about the top 5 quarterbacks of all time, Eli, without a Super Bowl win. And there were quite a few, actually. And let me start by I've got a few honorable mentions. And obviously, you know that when I read these names, these are the guys who did not make our top 5 list. So as we find out that apparently Messi with the hat trick tonight. Wow.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's speaking of World Cup, we just had Ben on, and now Messi has the hat trick going on. So maybe Ben is Messi's good luck charm. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, the honorable mentions for the Tuesday top 5. We got to get through this. Honorable mentions are Fran Tarkenton, right? All-time great. Randall Cunningham. We got Boomer Esiason. I don't want to get into him too much. Donovan McNabb and Steve McNair are like what those are probably like my next, I don't know, next 5, right? If we had to do a Tuesday top 10, which I kept saying last week, that's those guys would have been involved, but they're not. So, like we talked about, winning a Super Bowl, right? It's the measuring stick for quarterbacks. We look back and we go, well, but the guy didn't win the big one, right? And sometimes that can hold a guy, it keeps guys out of the Hall of Fame. It keeps guys out of the all-time great discussion. It keeps guys out of a lot of things. Sometimes, man, football is just cruel, right? Like, you can be a really good quarterback. You can be an all-time great quarterback and just not win the big one. Whether it was running into a dynasty, some of these guys on this list, playing on flawed teams, right? You have really good offense, maybe not such a good defense, or simply just having, I guess, really bad, terrible luck at the worst possible moments. These are our top 5 quarterbacks who put together Hall of Fame caliber careers without ever really having the chance. Well, not that they didn't have the chance, Eli. They just never hoisted the Lombardi Trophy. So today, again, it's the top 5 greatest quarterbacks who somehow never got their ring. And get into it, Eli. We're gonna throw number 5 up here because, well, I'll tell you what, we'll do a little suspense. Before it was common for quarterbacks to throw for 4,000 yards every season, this guy was lining up defenses with probably one of the best arms football had ever seen at that point. Dominated in Canada for quite some time. This player would go on to become a 9-time Pro Bowler who threw for nearly 50,000 NFL passing yards, 49,325, in fact. Made passing look easy, but a trip to the Super Bowl just always kind of stayed out of the reach of number 5, Warren Moon.
Wow.
And maybe it was the uniforms when I was a kid. Maybe it was the Houston Oilers unis when I was a kid. I don't know. But Warren Moon was a lot of fun to watch. And I was watching the Browns and Bengals as an Ohio kid. I got to watch Warren Moon quite a few times, right? So, yeah, Warren Moon is our number 5 guy on the list. 291 career touchdowns. He threw 233 career interceptions as well. So he was a little bit of a gunslinger. But, yeah, Warren Moon is number 5.
All right. Well, now I tell you on this moment right here that Warren Moon is my uncle.
There you go. Well, that makes sense, right? I mean, I see the name resemblance there. I see it.
Yeah. I mean, Eli and Warren.
Warren.
That's Uncle Warren. Uncle W. No, I mean, all jokes aside, Warren Moon, I mean, he could sling that thing, man. He was so much fun. The definition of an air raid quarterback, like, okay, we need 3rd and 13. We need somebody to throw the ball. Oh, Warren Moon's on our team. We're in business. Okay, cool. And it sucks that he never got there. I mean, he had some opportunities, had some good years. I mean, had great years and had some good teams around him, but unfortunately could never get it done, Chad B. And unfortunately could not do the thing that we wanted to do as Moons, and that's be great in terms of hoisting a Lombardi Trophy. But he was great in his own right, just not great enough to win one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy. I think of Jerry Glanville, Ernest Givens, Haywood Jeffries, right? He had some really good, really good receivers around him, really good players. Those Oilers teams just never quite made it, so didn't win a Super Bowl. What about number 4? Well, you know what? Unfortunately, nobody on the list came closer to winning it than this next guy. You probably already know who it is if you watch a lot of football. He was the leader of well, we're just gonna say it, Buffalo's famous K-gun, right? That offense. He guided the Bills to an unbelievable 4 straight Super Bowls. There's no suspense anymore. Unfortunately, he also suffered 4 straight Super Bowl losses. His toughness, leadership, winning pedigree made him, I think, one of the greatest quarterbacks of his era. Even if the ring, again, the championship never came, it's Chip Kelly.
Wow. I mean, you can't have a list of top 5 quarterbacks that aren't Super Bowl champions and not have Jim Kelly there. The fact that you mentioned he's been there 4 times, and they couldn't get it done. And they were so close, really, in 2 of those, I would say. I mean, they had a chance in all of them, but really 2 of them were really, really close.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, dude, the fact that they couldn't get it done, it breaks your heart, man. And you see Jim Kelly now, and I know he's had his health, problems and everything like that, but it broke my heart just seeing him because he was such a passionate guy on the football field. And I know I wasn't around, right, when he was, going to the Super Bowl. I was not here or a very young child, but you see just the passion he has for football and life. That guy deserved to win one, and the fact that he didn't, it does break my heart a little bit here. But that's why the Buffalo Bills have the stigma they do now with Josh Allen and the way they keep getting to the conference championship game. Can they get past it? It's like I can understand in Buffalo, they're feeling like, are we really dealing with another Jim Kelly, a guy that is just lights out? And I will say this, hot take here, maybe a little bit. Josh Allen's better than Jim Kelly in terms of quarterback play, but I feel like they have the same similarities where they cannot get past that last hump. And for Josh Allen, it's two hurdles. It's getting past Mahomes or Burrow or any of these guys. And I guess this year it's getting past what? They lost to Jacksonville in the first round, to Trevor Lawrence. So, man almighty, we could rant about it all day. But Jim Kelly, number 4, looking good so far, Chad B. This is a strong list, pal.
Yeah, Kelly was a great competitor. I mean, Omar, says surprised Kelly isn't higher up. Well, wait till you see the other guys on the list. They're pretty good too. But yeah, Jim Kelly was it's just really quick. We make a lot of jokes about the 4 straight Super Bowl losses, and I don't know like if people really analyze just how amazing it was for Jim Kelly and those Buffalo Bills teams to make it to 4 straight Super Bowls. That's not easy in its own right. So no jokes there. I have no jokes. Now listen, at number 3 on the list for most quarterbacks, Eli, I think winning NFL MVP would be kind of the crowning achievement of a career, right? You're happy with that. You get named the MVP. You're good with that. This guy did that, and he came within just a few minutes of winning a Super Bowl as well. Not 4, but almost won one. He was really close to winning one. His incredible 2016 season almost ended with a championship before, unfortunately, one of the most shocking collapses in sports history happened. Despite the painful ending, Matty Ice remains one of the most productive passers the league has ever seen. It's Matt Ryan at number 3.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, this top 5 is Tuesday top 5 is sponsored by the word almost, because these guys have almost did the unthinkable in some cases, right? Nobody believed that Atlanta Falcons team was going to win as much as they did going into the season. Nobody was talking about the Falcons, and the fact that they had Julio Jones, they had Calvin Ridley, Devontae Freeman, I believe, was in that backfield with Tevin Coleman. I mean, they were just a menace offensively. Matt Ryan had a great year, and the fact that they will always be remembered for 28-3, that is just sad. And Matt Ryan never got close again, and you just feel for him. I know he's up there in the higher ups now in Atlanta, and he's going to try to bring the Kevin Stefanski era some love and see what they can do there in Atlanta. But man, Matt Ryan, he could do the damn thing, man. And Boston College quarterbacks are either hit or miss, like hit or miss. And he was for sure a gamer.
Yeah, for sure. Well, 62,000 career yards. This is what got me 381 touchdown passes, 183 interceptions. So he completely reversed the numbers there. That was pretty wild. But I mean, quarterback rating of 93.6 for his career. I mean, Matt Ryan was good, man. And I think sometimes he gets a little bit, he's like underrated, right? For his time frame. Like we just don't realize how good of numbers Ryan was putting up. And I know it's a different era than Jim Kelly and Warren Moon and things like that. But Ryan was just so efficient with the ball. And I think that's why I put him at number 3 over Jim Kelly at number 4.
Yeah, I completely understand. I know we're gonna have our critics, Chad B, but I'm with you here so far. I'm with you.
That's okay. Everybody's got their opinion. I'd love to hear it. And in fact, Omar says he'd put Kelly over Ryan.
Yeah.
So I mean they're close. I mean I'm not gonna lie. This was a tough list. I mean this wasn't easy. You gotta put guys somewhere, man. But sometimes it's a little bit tough to try to make that distinction. But let's move on to number 2, because number 2, this guy spent almost 2 decades throwing just lasers, talking a lot of trash, and somehow Eli, he never missed a game. I don't understand. Piled up over 63,000 passing yards, more than 400 touchdown passes, while leading his team through a lot of playoff battles. Unfortunately, whether it was injuries, whatever around him, bad breaks, or again, running into just some powerhouse teams, a Super Bowl appearance always did remain elusive for number 2, Phillip Rivers.
Oh my golly, bro. I can't tell you how many times I watched the AFC Championship game and Phillip Rivers was going against Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. A lot of times Tom Brady, he just seemed to always match up against New England. It was like, oh, cool. I have flashbacks of going, to Subway, and there's your free plug, Subway, if you want to sponsor us, let us know. But, we'd go there, grab the food, come back. And it's like every year the Chargers and the Patriots would be on and be like, we're going to get, some food. It wasn't always Subway. It was other good food too. But I recall one year getting Subway, coming back. Like the Chargers and the Patriots, again, it's just crazy, man. And he could just never get past them. He had great teams around him, LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates. He had Chris Chambers for a minute, who was balling out. an Ohio guy, Chris Chambers, just so many impressive talents around him. And the fact that he could just never get over the hump, man, it breaks your heart, right? A little bit. I keep using the word breaks your heart, but this is a sad top 5 because some of these guys deserve to win at least one. And
well, I remember watching him in college at North Carolina State, man. I remember watching him all the way back then. But yeah, career rating of 95, Eli 63, almost 64,000 yards, 425 touchdowns, like I said, just 212 interceptions. Again, the rating of 95, a little bit more efficient than Kelly. I wanted to put Kelly higher on this list because I watched Jim Kelly play a lot when I was a kid, but I just, the efficiency numbers weren't quite there. And again, I know this is a different era, but they weren't there.
Absolutely. So Phillip Rivers number 2, who could be number 1?
Well, was there ever really any doubt? This guy, he revolutionized the quarterback position. This was, and he played in the era that we just talked about, where we came out where most teams just really preferred to run the football. I mean, passing was seen as a necessity, right? You did that when it was like 3rd and long, whatever, 2nd and long. You only did that when you absolutely had to. This guy was launching passes all over the field, putting up crazy numbers that really seemed impossible at the time. He threw for 5,084 yards and 48 touchdowns in 1984, Eli, this guy. Records that stood for decades, really. And despite making the Super Bowl in just the 2nd season, and everybody said, hey, don't worry about it. You didn't win a big one. You'll be back, because these teams are unbelievable. The way they move the football all over the field, it's crazy, right? Well, number 1 on the list, Dan Marino, never returned, never got back to the Super Bowl. But he's still one of the greatest pure passers, I think, in NFL history. Look at his numbers again. Played in the 80s, and it's outlandish. 61,000 yards, 420 touchdowns. He threw a lot of picks, 252. The rating wasn't quite there for, and again, not Rivers and Ryan were rated a little bit higher, but Dan Marino was, I don't know, maybe I'm going back to the nostalgia bias here. I was a kid watching Dan Marino growing up and just like in awe of watching those Dolphins teams play. I mean, they were unbelievable.
No, they absolutely were. I mean, I didn't watch them obviously live, but I do go back and, as a football historian, go back and check out some of those teams. And yeah, it's the age-old tale. They told Dan Marino, "Don't worry, you'll be back. You'll be back," and he never was. He never even got a chance to get back and attempt to go win one. And that's the craziest thing of all, man. And that's why we have these discussions, across football, across basketball, primarily those 2 sports, I would say. But those are, the comparisons we have with some of these guys about, hey, be careful. They say you'll get back, but you may not. You may not. We're talking about that with the Spurs, with Wembanyama and those guys, and I think they will be back. But again, people thought Dan Marino would be back. And yeah, bud. Hey, look at that. You got a great list out of Omar. Oh my goodness.
Great list.
On fire, pal.
This guy's famous. Real Talk with Papa Moon says great number 1. Appreciate that.
I'm the 2nd most favorite Moon, or famous Moon, and probably favorite Moon, to be honest, behind Papa Moon. So I'll take it.
Yeah, Miss Marino I just miss watching Marino throw to the Marx Brothers, right? Clayton and Duper. It was pretty crazy, man. They were just burners on the outside, and it just seemed like Marino could throw the ball 150 yards if he wanted to. But it was wild. Fun watching him grow up. Again, sad he never got back and never got another chance to try to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man, just absolutely crazy, right? Yeah, just crazy. Great list, Chad B. I'm very proud of you.
I appreciate you. I'm going to bring us back here. That is the Inside Edge Primetime Tuesday Top 5, the new look, the sleek, the fancy, the futuristic Inside Edge Primetime. I think we're gonna go with it. But yeah, top 5 quarterbacks who, Eli, never won a Super Bowl.
I love it. And unlike Dan Marino, we will be back with another Tuesday Top 5 next week. That is for sure. We will be back and rocking and rolling. So that is phenomenal. Chad B, we are up against it. A phenomenal Tuesday Top 5 list, a jam-packed show. We talked some Brendan Sorsby. If you tune in late, talk some Brendan Sorsby. AA at midnight. We'll be talking some more Brendan Sorsby, what this means for the Browns, what this means for the NFL, what this means for college football. We'll talk about that. And of course, we also spoke with our guy, Ben Bales, from the sports show with No Name, which he does with Chad Bryan. My guy to my right, your right, everybody's right. And we had a discussion with Ben about the World Cup, and we learned about an hour and a half of information in about 20 minutes. So
it keeps going up, but yeah, it's true. He did a great job.
Was awesome. Incredible. And then, of course, you just saw it right there, our Tuesday Top 5. So that is our list this week. Stay tuned in for next week, Chad B. We're pretty much up against it here. This is the part. I almost said this is the part with the dog skip, but I'm not supposed to say that.
We can't do it. We're gonna get some.
yeah. I gotta be careful. So here's what's gonna happen. We might lose you here. We might. We're gonna change studios. Boop. Oh my goodness! Look at us, dude. We look. Oh, okay. We're looking a little sharp. All right.
I look all right in red. Okay.
All right, dude. Chill out.
All Oh, okay. All right. My bad. I got
I'm
excited.
kidding. I'm kidding. You look sharp. You look sharp.
I'm excited for this intro. I can't wait to watch this intro. I'm going to stick around.
Absolutely. And here it is. I'm buckled up. I feel like I'm on the dragster. All right. So, gotta. All right. I'm loaded in. I'm ready to go. Okay. Chad B, you have done a phenomenal job. That is the end of Inside Edge Primetime for this evening. We'll be back tomorrow, Chad and I, 10 p.m. on your Wednesday, way back Wednesday. A very, very busy Wednesday. We're going to be rocking and rolling, but I will be sticking around. I got a long evening. I can't wait to be with you for the next 2 hours. I'll be with, of course, the new Daily Show that debuted yesterday here on the Inside Edge Network. That is the Daily Spiral with Autumn Chisholm. So you're going to go ahead and hear a few words from our partners. And then, of course, the intro everybody's waiting for. That, we have a cool intro, but Autumn.
Dude, but this one's awesome, man. That's great. Love it. I love ours. I love everybody's intro.
Her name's Autumn, not awesome. It's Autumn.
What's the difference? I don't know.
You're right. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to argue that. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. That's Chad Bryan to my right. You're right. Everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. Here, a few words from our partners, and then we kick it in to the Daily Spiral. But this has been Inside Edge Primetime. Stay tuned. Much more jam-packed action coming at you at the top of the hour.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Welcome, Eli. It's your first
Hello.
time here.
Yeah, I love what you've done with the place. Wow, the living room looks so nice, and in the kitchen, oh my goodness, like in the dining room. I love the dining room. You've done a great job with this, Autumn. I love the new place.
Thank you so much. If you guys don't know, welcome to the Daily Spiral, where I take you on a journey through sports, entertainment, internet, you name it. You're gonna spiral about it for the next hour. Eli, you had homework.
I did.
2 months ago.
I did.
Did you catch up on that homework?
You know what, Autumn? I'd love to tell you yes, but my mom told me as a young child not to lie. So it's in the name already. It's Eli, but I tell the truth. So I'm like, eat truth. And the truth is, I'm working on it. But we did get a little bit of an update on Love Island. I feel almost improper joining Love Island halfway through the season or like a midway through the season. I feel improper, but...
You're not midway through the season. You're not even close to midway through the season.
Okay.
We have 4 more weeks left.
Oh, you know what? What finishes first, Love Island or the World Cup? I guess we'll find out.
Honestly, it might end at the same time. It's a little crazy.
Yeah.
But we're going to get to Love Island actually second. But I want to talk about the biggest story in sports right now. And that is the Brendan Sorsby of it all. People don't know what happened with Brendan Sorsby. Brendan Sorsby is now entered the NFL supplemental draft after entering rehab for a gambling addiction. Now, he started his career at Indiana. From Indiana, he went to Cincinnati, and then he was the #1 transfer portal quarterback, and he transferred to Texas Tech. Then he announced that he had a gambling addiction, and the NCAA does not like gambling. That's their #1 rule. That's their #1. You can't do that. And Sorsby somehow, someway got a judge in Texas to reinstate him to play in this year's NCAA, not NCAA tournament, this NCAA season of Texas Tech. That, of course, led to everybody saying, we're not going to play Texas Tech for the next year if he's on the team. And then today, of course, he announced that he will be entering this supplemental draft. What do you think about this Brendan Sorsby story?
It's a lot to unpack, right? I mean, because 3 weeks ago, we had a completely different take on it. We were trying to figure out if he was playing college football. And then 2 weeks ago, we were trying to figure out, well, is he college football's biggest villain? And now is he the NFL's problem? And it appears that's the case, Autumn, right? You know, he's entering the NFL supplemental draft. He's probably going to be one of the most sought after guys, if not the most sought after guy, because he was considered to be a first round talent in the 2027 NFL draft class. If that's where he would have went. So, I mean, it's a lot to unpack. First off, I think it's crazy that this dude is taking over college football in a world where Ohio State, Alabama, all these other schools, right? Indiana, the national champion, Miami, all these different things, all these different schools. And we're talking about Texas Tech. And we're not talking about Texas Tech because of on the field or what they did. And Texas Tech, a good program last year. Like they had guys that played very well. David Bailey, the #2 overall pick. You have Jacob Rodriguez, who also went in the first, I believe, 3 rounds of the NFL draft. So they had a very good defense. They were missing that quarterback. And that's why they brought in Brendan Sorsby. They said, this is the guy. Let's get him through the transfer portal. Let's bring him in. And it's been a mess. So you almost wonder, 1, what this does for Sorsby, 2, what this does for Texas Tech and their image in the Big 12, because teams have already come out and said, we don't like the way you're doing business. And the stance that the coach, the head coach of Texas Tech, the organization, the program have had, it almost leaves a bad taste in your mouth for where the future of college football is going and how they would handle a situation like this in the future. Now, for Sorsby, because that's what you asked about, Sorsby is a weird situation. Is he talented? He sure is. He's first-round quality. However, his mindset is 6th-round quality, if not undraftable. That's where it's at.
Yeah, and then we know the supplemental draft is kind of for those guys who are like on the teetering edge. Of course, famously, Josh Gordon was taken in the draft, Chris Carter, Bernie Kosar. So you've had guys that have had Hall of Fame careers, but are kind of always on the verge, on the edge of getting into a little trouble. I think Brendan Sorsby underestimated the reaction to him. I think it's truly like he didn't expect the world and didn't expect the NCAA and any of the teams and even his conference to come out and say, hey, if you are going to play, we are not going to play you. And I think Texas Tech probably was just kind of flippant about it of like, yeah, we got this NIL money. Yeah, we can do whatever we want to. And they didn't really realize the backlash that it was going to have until teams said, no, we're not going to play you. Until the Big 12 stepped in and said, we will sue you. So he cannot play. So I honestly don't know what Texas Tech does going further. I think they kind of like completely destroyed any sort of faith in their program. Even if they do get another quarterback, even if they do come out and have a good season, I think a lot of people are just going to be like, yeah, you're still just like, I don't want to touch you. But Brendan Sorsby is going to go into the supplemental draft. Now, I've seen what Double A said and what he wants. I do not think that the Cleveland Browns will take a chance on him. Okay. I do not think they will do that. I don't think that's no. I don't think that's feasible for them right now. No, they don't need that.
Yeah. I mean, you would hope not, right? But we are the Cleveland Browns, and let's remind ourselves we are the Cleveland Browns. And if anything, we love putting problems. The Cleveland Browns love putting problems in the quarterback room. It stems as far back as a decade. Look at Johnny Manziel. Look at some of these other guys that they've brought in that have had problems. And I get it. They've had some good guys along the way too. But we love Baker. At least a good majority of us still love Baker Mayfield here in Cleveland. But he had some stuff, out of college too, where it was like the question of is his maturity level there. So the Browns just love headaches at the quarterback position. I don't envision a world where Brendan Sorsby and Deshaun Watson as your quarterback room is anywhere successful. I don't envision that's a good environment for that team, for Todd Monken, who's the first-year head coach. And you just got rid of a big question of your offseason. You just moved off of Myles Garrett. So now you don't have to worry about, is Myles coming to OTAs? Is Myles coming to training camp? Is Myles going to be ready? You don't have to answer that anymore. But now you bring in Brendan Sorsby. You better get ready for not only just every sports outlet, but you should get ready for the other outlets. This is going to become a news story outside of that. This is where news outlets flock to. Hey, why is this guy that was in legal trouble? Like, he was gambling when he shouldn't have been gambling on the games he was a part of in some fashion. I get he wasn't starting, but he was there. Why are we encouraging him to go get to the next level? And we could pull out a long list on him, and we've done it, both of us here on the network, about Deshaun Watson and why he shouldn't be the starting quarterback for this team, why he really shouldn't be on the roster.
Hate it.
But the fact is, unfortunately, the more it's looking like is if Sorsby becomes a reality, which Andrew Berry had some very interesting words. Again, I referenced it on Primetime at 92.3 The Fan here locally in Cleveland. He mentioned that, is it a good person making a bad mistake, or is it a bad person? And that's real nice Ivy League talk. And I didn't go to an Ivy League school. I went to the Ohio Media School. So we're a little different than Harvard. But what I will say is that's a real nice talk for somebody that sounds like they're about to draft Brendan Sorsby if he became available. And that's where I feel like they're going. I just feel like, unfortunately, Shedeur Sanders is the odd man out here.
No, I don't think they're going to draft Brendan Sorsby. I think that's just like one of those things. It's just really asinine. Now, I do think there is a couple teams that probably should draft him, that probably need him a little bit more. I would say the Jets. We know their quarterback situation is whatever it is. I know they brought back Geno Smith, but Geno Smith had that really one good year where he kind of turned it around. He's been up and down since then. I know the Cardinals, now they drafted Carson Beck, which was interesting. They signed Gardner Minshew, and they kept Jacoby Brissett. So I don't even know with that. You could also possibly have the Dolphins. I mean, they got rid of Tua. They still have Quinn Ewers, and they signed Malik Willis. But also, I honestly, the two teams that I could really see him going to, I don't think the Browns are going to touch him. I think it'll be probably either the Colts or the Jets. The Colts need a quarterback. Daniel Jones is going to come off an injury. We don't know if last year was a fluke, but you need sort of some insurance. And then, of course, the Jets, like I said, Geno Smith, one good year, kind of up and down. I hope the Browns don't do anything stupid, like try to take him. Look, I know the Browns have a reputation. I know, but please, I'm begging you, do not take another quarterback. You just drafted one.
Yeah,
off season. So what's the point?
I get it, but here's, you bring up all those points about quarterback hungry teams, and of course, Double A chiming in here. I'm Team Shador Sanders, so of course the Browns will move in a different direction, I think, and I'm right there with Double A, Autumn, to be honest with you, because you bring up these quarterback hungry teams. And a sidebar, I think Geno Smith is going to have a great year for the New York Jets. We could talk about that. I'll be on this show, twice a week, so we could definitely talk about Geno Smith. I think he's going to have a resurgence here, but the point about the quarterback hungry team still stands. The Browns are right in the mix of that. Because yes, Shador Sanders, I'm a team, Team Shador Sanders as well, like Double A, but they're in the comments. But if you're the Browns, you're like, okay, is he going to be able to put together a full season of this? And that is that question, right? And then you also have the big Deshaun Watson question. So why not just mix in the unknown with Brendan Sorsby? They love doing it. They drafted 2 quarterbacks last year. They are trying to find the guy since Baker Mayfield. And if that means they have to throw every single thing at the wall, I think they will, Autumn. I really do. And hopefully we're wrong. I don't want Brendan Sorsby on this team. Again, for the reasons of when people bring it up all the time. Hey, we have these things where, this guy is not a great leader, and Papa Moonshine Steelers need a court. They do, Papa Moon. They do, buddy.
They do.
They do. And we hear it all the time, Autumn. Hey, wide receiver has a problem, or running back has a problem, or linebacker. And it's not that big of a deal, right? Because they're not the leader typically of the team. The quarterback is the leader of your football team, at least offensively, and typically the leader of the entire squad. How does it look bringing in a guy that, mind you, would be a rookie? We're not even talking about the fact that he would be a rookie. He'd be thrown into NFL action for the first time here this season with really an expedited training camp. He didn't get the rookie mini camp. He didn't get any of that. How does that look to the guys that are left on this team, like Denzel Ward, like Carson Schwessinger, who stepped up now and is really one of the vocal leaders of that defense? It just scares me. And the fact that it scares me and worries me means the Browns are going to do it. It means Brendan Sorsby will be bid. Will they be outbid? Maybe, but you might as well, hey, we have fanatics.com. You might as well go get your Sorsby jersey when it gets live, because it might be in brown and orange.
Look, I have zero faith in the Browns. Everyone knows this. I've talked about them at length, how they are literally a team that is always on the verge of doing something stupid.
Yeah.
This is one of those decisions where I don't think it's going to be like that. I do think that I think he will go. Whoever he goes to, it's going to have to be we have to monitor you real close, because going to rehab for a gambling addiction in which you spent $90,000. I don't think we really understand that. He spent $90,000 on bets. He literally placed 90 bets for $1,000.
Yeah.
And some of those are while he was on Indiana when sports betting became legal. He seems like a guy that doesn't have great decision making, which I know the Browns really love that, but I'm sorry, they really do. But I honestly, I think he's gonna end up going to probably a Colts or Dolphins or Jets, team that really, really needs him. The Browns, I think, outside looking in, I mean, they still have their own quarterback situation with Dylan Gabriel. Of what are they going to do with that situation? Because he lost his number to Jared first, which is crazy to say that the guy you drafted in the third round last year is going to lose his number. And I've seen a lot of different things talking about maybe he gets traded to Atlanta because we know Kevin Stefanski really liked him. Whatever it is, the Browns are going to mess it up. We know, unfortunately, I have no faith in them. Now, Eli, we are going to go to a break.
Yes.
Which you're probably going to have to send to a break.
Yes.
Because it's on your end. When we come back, we will talk about Love Island. We will talk about tonight's episode. I'll explain some things that's going on in the season. We'll talk about more of the announcement that I talked about yesterday. And then, of course, at the end of the show, we'll actually talk about the Grammys and some things that they introduced. But you guys are watching the Daily Spiral here on InsideEdge Network.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Moser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Moser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MoserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MoserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
All right. I have a lot to say.
Okay. Well, the good news is this is your show, so you want me to mute myself here?
No. It's okay. It's okay, Eli. I'm about to just be very informative here. I have a lot to say about tonight's episode. I tweeted out tonight one of the bombshells that came in last week. I'm talking to you, Caleb. I need you to step your pussy up. You lose your girl to a man that the internet is calling an AI robot. You're losing your girl to a man that the entire internet is calling this man an AI chatbot. His own housemates tonight said that he was booting up because that's how robotic he is. And you sat there and you just were like, stone-faced. I can't believe it. I need you to step your pussy up. So, girl, I'm sorry. We all knew he was gonna play in your face. Best Wishes was always gonna pull this. I don't even understand how we got here. But Eli, let's talk about tonight's episode. If you don't know what I'm talking about, tonight's episode of Love Island, episode 13, we had a recoupling. Now, every season, this recoupling before Casa is always messy. Last season they had the door one where everybody had to stand behind the door of who they wanted to couple up with. If your door was unlocked, then you were recoupled with that person. If your door was locked, then you were single. Season before that, they had the twist or shout challenge. Is very weird. If you had to press a button if you wanted to not couple up, you had to keep dancing if you want to stay couple up. Every season, this show does something messy, and tonight they did something even messier. They made the Islanders write love notes to each other.
Oof. I haven't done one of those in a while.
They made them write love notes to each other. Whoever they wrote the love note to had to be placed in their mailbox. They had a mailbox with their name. Now, if it was one person, if they had the same mailbox, they had the same like person write a letter to each other, they were still a couple. Some people had multiple, some people had none. Whoever had none was single. Whoever had multiple, they had to choose who they wanted to couple up with.
It's just a lot. Like, so it's like that's just that's too much going on, Autumn. Like, think about the people that didn't get any. Like that hurts.
Yeah, so okay, so I'm gonna explain this. So we had 4 couples that kind of everybody knew, like, oh yeah, they're gonna couple up with. There were 3 couples left that had to make a decision. So one girl, her name is Kenzie. She thinks it's Kenzie Island. She's a bottle blonde, fake boobs, you name it. Thinks that she is in charge of all the boys and all the boys' feelings. She had 2 guys put letters in her mailbox, and then she only put a letter in the mailbox of one of the guys. So the guy that she was originally coupled up with, he was now single. And then the guy whose letter she put in the mailbox, that's who she's coupled up with now. Then we had a man whose name is literally Sincere, but he is the most sinister individual I've ever seen on a television. When I say this man is a supervillain, this man is a supervillain. He literally will tell one of the girls, you know, I really like you. I'm having so much fun. Then we'll turn around and be like, I don't understand why she thinks I like her.
Oh no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
He's fully insane. So tonight he pulled one of his classic sinister moves and he couples up with the girl who he was also originally coupled up with, leaving the girl who America coupled him up with single. And then the 2 people who were single, they're now in a couple. So this is now the end of week 2. By the way, the show is only 6 weeks long. I would just tell you like now, it's only 6 weeks long. It feels like the show has been on for 2 months. It's been on for 2 weeks.
Yeah. We've learned a lot.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I bet you for them it feels like 2 years. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah. I just feel bad for like I'm an empath at heart, so I just like I couldn't imagine being on this show and nobody left me a letter. Like I think I'd quit. Is there a quit option? Can you quit?
Yes, you can quit. You can actually self dump yourself from the island. People have done it before.
Okay.
But if you self dump, they're gonna have like a psychiatrist come in and talk to you and say, "Hey, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to dump yourself on the island?" And then you have to make the decision right then and there. Like if the time comes, you'll say, "Yes, I do want to dump myself on the island," and it's really rarely happened. When I say rarely, I mean like rarely has it happened. It hasn't happened since season 5.
Okay.
But no, it's happened. People have dumped themselves. A couple people should have the last season dumped themselves from the island. I would have loved that.
Yeah, I just it like I don't know. That's just like so much going on, and then see this is what worries me about these shows. Let's be honest here for a moment. You know, as a casual Love Island guy, as I am, what bothers me about some of these reality shows, and I'll put them on a blanket, is like nobody cares about anybody's feelings. Like again, we're talking Love Island here, but I remember Are You the One? That was my show, Autumn. That was my show, and they kept going to the boom boom. They kept going to the boom boom room with different chicks, and it's like, no, that's a sacred place. The boom boom room is a sacred place. That is where you're supposed to go with the person you care about. And then like the travesty of that show where like at the end, like it's like, oh, you aren't a perfect match. Like, and now here at Love Island, they're writing love notes. It reminds me of when I was in like 7th grade and I was talking to a girl and I wrote her a love note and she became my girlfriend for 2 weeks. And then she had her friend tell me that she didn't want to date me anymore. I mean,
that's exactly Love Island. That's exactly the description of Love Island.
So maybe I would succeed. Maybe I would, because I've learned, you know, I've dealt with my trauma and I've dealt with, you know, 7th grade Eli is moved on and 28-year-old Eli about to be 29 next month. I think I could handle this, Autumn. I think the more I'm thinking, I think we should really look into. I know the season started, but I think we should look into getting me on the show next year, next season. I really think so.
Look, I'm gonna just tell you right now, Eli. I don't know if you want to be on the show. Number one, you can't take naps. Oh, I could never. You're in
I
a
know.
villa and you can't take a nap in the middle of the day. You have to willingly talk to people 24 hours a day. You don't know what day or time it is. So last year, somebody figured out what the day was. They got so mad they got in trouble. What is it? Oh, if you're not in the villa, so they have days off. They do actually have days off in the villa. So they have days where they're not shooting, and usually those days are like it would be our Wednesday, but it's their Thursday.
Okay.
They're a day ahead. And on those days, neither the boys or the girls are allowed to be with each other. So they're separated. It's honestly it's a crazy show. I couldn't do it. Oh, also you also always have to wear bikinis for the girls, swim trunks for the boys, and then you have to get dressed up at night and wear heels, and you're going nowhere.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there, but let's look at the positives. Do I find love? And if I do, and I get some money out of it too, think about what that could do for the network. Like, let's just think about big picture here. Think about what that could do for the Inside Edge Network.
Okay, so it's $100,000. $100,000 that you possibly have to split with somebody because at the end of the season, if you get to the end of the season, because also America is voting on if you should get to the end of the season. So if you somehow someway get to the end of the season and you get to the final vote, you then have to choose if you want to take the full 100K for yourself or split it with your couple. Now, every single person has chosen to split it, but after taxes, it's 30K. What you gonna do with 30K?
A lot more than what 30K is a lot more than what I have right now currently at my disposal. So I would say maybe a little bit more than I get your point. It's not a lot of money. And to go through that travesty of the heartbreak and everything, I don't know. I mean, here's my kind of jam. Papa Moon chiming in here. Love is Blind. I would be a pro at that show. I just want you to know, I would be a pro. Like, I have the gift of gab and the gift of jab, and we don't need the gift of jab during those shows. So we just got the gift of gab, and I'd be able to I like going on long walks on the beach, and I enjoy these things, and you know what? Love is blind at times, Papa Moon, at times, and Autumn Keon Sports chiming in here, 100K. I think the juice is worth the squeeze. It truly might. It might be. Think about it, and then think about when I come back home to the Inside Edge Network. Think about when I come back on the Daily Spiral, and I'm like, Autumn, I got some inside scoop to tell you about Love Island. Do you want to know about the villa? Do you want to know what they were serving me for lunch in the villa?
Oh, you don't get lunch.
Okay, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out.
You don't get lunch.
I'm out. That was the one.
You have to eat the same thing every single day. And
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like avocado toast, maybe some pancakes, maybe eggs for breakfast. I've never seen them eat lunch. And then for dinner, they don't have dinner. They have goldfish and snacks. Like when I tell you, it would be my nightmare. Now speaking of Love is Blind, I actually knew somebody. If you watch Jersey Chasers, we talked about Love is Blind. If you guys don't know, Love is Blind this past season aired in Ohio. That was crazy. I'm just so happy that none of those people got famous. They are all terrible. All of them that were on that show. But no, I had a friend that almost got on the show, and she said straight up, if you were not willing to get married, don't go on that show.
Marriage is such a tough thing. Marriage, when a man and a woman, or in some cases, a man and a woman love each other very much, that's heavy. That's heavy right there. Autumn, I don't know. The marriage thing scares. See, now you're scaring me. See, I was thinking this would be cool. Like, get on the reality show, make the cool, like, hey, what's up? I'm Eli. I'm on the Inside Edge Network, and I can't wait to find my love that is blind. But the marriage thing, and I've seen the finale of that show where they're like saying no at the altar. I'd crash out. There's not many things that will make me crash out in my life anymore. I'd crash out. Like we would see the altar flipped over. And that's not right. That's a holy place. I'd flip the altar over. I'd be kicking shoes off, and I'd be freaking out. Like I straight up would what a pro wrestler rip the shirt off, like the suit off, and okay, somebody's gonna have to answer for this, because why did I just go for a month with this? And it's not even a month. They make it feel like it's a month, but it's like a process. Let's meet the parents. Let's meet their parents, and then you got to be judged. I don't know.
Okay, so Love is Blind is actually 2 months long. Love is Blind is 2 months long. Love Island is also 2 months long, but Love Island is 2 months long, as in like you get picked to be on the show for a month. You're put in a hotel in Fiji in which you get 1 hour a day outside, and then you're stuck in a hotel with, in their words, a fire stick, and you cannot communicate with the outside world. You don't have a phone, you don't have anything. You're just in this hotel room with this fire stick that they provide you. And then after you get out of the show, you have to wait for the episodes to air. You essentially have to wait for your episode to air, your finale episode or your final episode. Then you'll go to After Sun. Then after Sun, you get to go home. So you're literally actually there longer than the show is airing. Honestly, also, Keon Sports, they don't eat on these reality TV shows. They eat either off camera or the food is just fake. They don't eat. That's another thing. I would have to eat. I'm sorry. I gotta eat.
I get it. I completely get it. I mean, I'm currently in between breaks housing some birria tacos that I had from a Mexican spot earlier today. If they took this away from me right now and said I had to go sit in a hotel for all day and I had no birria tacos, Autumn, I tend to think I'm a
1 hour a day. 1 hour.
I tend to think I'm a nice guy. Like I tend to think I'm like real calm and collected. I smile. I'm like, hey, everybody, how's everybody doing? You take food away from me and I'm in the house all day or in a hotel away from can I call my family?
No. You don't have any phone. You have nothing. So if you do get far enough, they do this thing called Family Day where they will bring your families in, and like the families will tell them like, hey, outside of here, you look a little crazy. You look a little insane, which I'm excited for this year's Family Day, because if certain people get there, I need to see their reactions. But final note on tonight's episode, we have a vote. So America votes for their favorite couple. Mm-hmm. So I know this is super confusing. So when you vote for your favorite couple, whoever's the favorite couple is safe from elimination.
Okay.
Whoever is left and is not the favorite couple is up for dumping from the island. Now, I hope that they do not make the decision of letting the Islanders dump them from the island, because every time they put that in their hands, it goes terribly wrong and it just creates a whole bunch of mess. I hope we vote, and then whatever the results of who the low and total polls couple gets the hell out. I don't want to see them no more. Get them the hell out of here. I'm done. Now this weekend, it's going to be a shit show, because this weekend is Casa Amor. Casa Amor is when they take the remaining boys, the remaining girls, put them in the separate villa, leave whoever else is left in the remaining villa. They bring in an equal amount of guys, equal amount of girls, and it's a test to see if your relationship / connection can last. Now, every single one of these men besides one of them is going to fold. I'm going to just tell you like that, Eli. They're all going to fold like pretzels.
Yeah, probably. I mean, this is crazy. You know what? And as a mid-season watcher or quarter season watcher, I can't wait. I've been waiting all season for this. So I'm so excited. And I guess my burning question, look, I know we probably need a little more time to talk about this. My burning question is, where's Sean at? I've heard so much about the Sean guy, and I heard he was eliminated. Like, why? Like, I thought he'd be a home run for the show.
Nobody wants a baby daddy. I'm gonna just tell you like that. Nobody wants to be a stepmom. Not even knowing just a stepmom to a 2-year-old. That's a fresh baby. Nobody wants to be a step-parent.
That's fair. That's fair. You know, not to peel the curtain back a little bit here, but you know, I am 28. I'll be 29 next month. And right now, it seems like the attraction from women has come from women with kids. And it's a thing I ask myself all the time. Like, do I want to be stepdad Eli Moon? And I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to be stepdad Eli Moon. I'm just trying to be a good uncle and a good son right now. I don't know if I'm ready for that role. So I can understand where they're at. Because it's like, yeah, I'm at this point now. I'm like, I don't know. But he had character, Autumn. We got to agree there. He had character.
Look, I liked Sean. I actually thought Sean was really, really good. I think if Sean didn't have a child, I think he would have went really far in the competition. His biggest drawback was that he had a child, and you have to sort of wrap it around the mind, okay, once we get out of here, you have a child. I have to meet that child. What if we don't work out and this child gets attached to me? I think that's where all the girls' minds were of like, I like him. I like talking to him. But the child is a big, big factor, which is a good thing because last season we didn't have that. Last season, somebody had a child. She hid it from everybody until the last moment. And then she acted like a fool and she's still acting like a fool till this day. But Sean, he's doing fine. I saw his TikTok today. He's all right. He's gonna be fine. He's probably gonna go on Love Island games and do really well too. So,
yeah. I mean, I guess my follow up to that is that on the women or is that on Sean for them not feeling like the kid would appreciate them? Maybe that's a soul searching moment. See, here's the thing. I'll go straight in depth with this, Autumn, for somebody that has watched one episode of this show. I'll go full in depth. There's some things that maybe they need to do some soul searching. Maybe that should be one of the challenges, like the soul searching challenge. Who are you? You're worried about everybody else. Who are you? I don't think Sean was that bad of a guy. That's all I'm going to say.
No. I think Sean was, compared to the men that are left, which is crazy. I think Sean was probably up there, but I just think that people just like, kids are a big deal breaker for them, especially a young kid is a really, really, really big deal breaker. I know that I'm 31. Like, I know a lot of people who have kids. That's still a big deal breaker for me because I don't have kids. Like, the closest I have to a kid is a dog. And even then, I'm like, you got to be nice to my dog. Like, I literally craft my entire life around my dog. But if somebody came to me and was like, yeah, I have a kid, I would have to like seriously sit with myself and say, okay, can I date someone with a kid right now? Probably not. I don't have the lifestyle. I don't want the child to get attached to me. I also don't have kids myself. I'm choosing to be child free. I have a certain lifestyle that I live. Don't know if I want kids right now. But yeah, no new episode tomorrow. New episode on Thursday. Tomorrow, I don't even know what I'll talk about tomorrow. But we're going to go to a quick break. And when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about the Grammys. And out some changes for this upcoming ceremony. We're going to talk about them. And we're going to give our good spiral and bad spiral of the day.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
All right, welcome back, guys. Eli, let's talk about the Grammys. If you guys didn't know, the Grammys are a huge deal. And for next year's Grammys, there's a bunch of changes that just was announced. So I'm going to go through them. We're going to talk about them, and we're going to talk about some controversy surrounding them. So, number one, the Best New Artist category was increased from the number of times an artist may have been previously entered. So, every year, an artist who's had a big year can enter themselves for the Best New Artist for the Grammy. Previously, it was 3 times. Now it has been pushed to 4. So some people who may have already entered themselves 3 different times now have another chance to possibly end up in the category. A lot of people are saying people like Ella Langley, Megan Maroney will probably enter themselves because they had previously been in 3 times. Second change, they introduced several new categories. One of them is Best Asian Pop Music Performance. Now, this will encompass industries like K-pop, J-pop, and C-pop. Those are all heavy global favorites right now. We'll talk about that. That has been the biggest controversy of them all. We have Best Latin Song. So that is Latin, Global, African, Reggae, New Age, and Ambient. So people like Bad Bunny, Karol G, any prominent Latin artists can now enter that one. We have Best R&B Collaboration or Duo/Group Performance in the R&B category, and Best Traditional Pop Vocal Performance, and last but not least, Best Traditional Folk Album. Those are all the new categories, all the new awards. And then there's a looser voting structure that they just approved, and then they also added internet-based releases. But the biggest controversy of all is the Best Asian Artist category or Asian vocal category, because there's only been a handful of Asian artists that have been nominated. Mainly it's been BTS. Last year it was Rosé from Blackpink, and there were a ton of K-pop artists that entered themselves. Now, K-pop, J-pop, and C-pop are all completely different. As someone that listens to all 3, they are all completely different. Yeah. So it actually opens the door for now a ton of different artists to come out. I'm actually excited to see that, but a lot of people are saying that's because they don't want BTS to win. Also, Rolling Stone announced today that they have named BTS's Audiang as the best album of 2026. Now, Eli, as someone who is a musician, what do you think of these changes to the Grammys?
So what I gather is they're just trying to eliminate the big one was they're trying to eliminate repeat winners, repeat nominees and things like that. So my thing with the Grammys is it's multifold. I don't know if I can break it down in 10 minutes or the time I'm allotted, because I feel like the Grammys itself is kind of in a weird way already, like a weird spot. I feel like, I think there's been albums of the year that have been nominated or haven't been nominated that should have won in their categories. I mean, we're still talking about Macklemore taking home best rap album of the year over 11, 12 years ago, if not longer. I mean, we're having conversations about that. So, in the fact that certain guys don't have Grammys, it took forever, for J. Cole to even be recognized in that type of light and stuff. I get to a point of limiting the repeat nominees, but where is my thought would be, we need to look at the board, like the Grammy board more, in terms of who is actually educated enough to be making these decisions, right? Like, who is going to be able to look at the best hip hop and rap albums and artists of the year and the best pop artists of the year and things like that, and actually give it to them? If they're winning repeat nominees and it's because they're typically pretty good. Ella Langley, the Truth in Texas song, has been stuck in my head literally for the last however many months it's been out. Last year, I mean, it is a very popular song. So to discredit people and say, well, you can't be repeat nominees, that's kind of crazy, right? It just feels like they're putting themselves in a spot where it's going to be tough to, I don't know. I just think they're making too many changes, not the right changes.
Yeah. So this is the second time they've actually made a change like this. Like last year, they made the best traditional country versus I forgot what the other country thing that they added, because Beyonce won for Cowboy Carter the year before. And the Grammys, instead of listening to a lot of the feedback from artists, they will literally just create new categories and be like, here. So a lot of people also think that they created that best Asian pop category also for K-pop Demon Hunters, because K-pop Demon Hunters won a ton of stuff, and they're technically the first K-pop act to win major awards in America. So overall, honestly, the Grammys are gonna Grammy. I'm gonna still tune in. I like the Grammys. I like the show. Now best new artist, that's just kind of it's, to me, that's not really a barometer anymore. I would actually put up someone like Slater. If you haven't listened to Slater, y'all listen to Slater. Her album, The Worst Girl in America, is so good. Talk about songs that I can't get out of my head. She has a song called Crank, which is exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it sounds like. But honestly, the Grammys are gonna Grammy. We know they're gonna pull what they're gonna pull. Artists for the last, I don't know, 50 years have talked about the Grammys, and we're talking about major artists like Michael Jackson, Luther Vandross, Eminem, Beyonce, Jay-Z. Any major artist has talked about the Grammys and kind of the unfair advantage they've given them. But I got a couple more things before Double A comes in here and does his crack show. That's what I call it. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that's called Midnight Run. It's Double A's show where he's hopped up off of caffeine and adrenaline and bad decisions, and he hits us with riveting conversations of why can't we eat ice cream in public anymore. Which is crazy. Which is a crazy thing.
Well, if you saw it in person, you could understand why. He made some crazy decisions there. So I mean, just eating, you never bite the bottom of the cone in a hot summer day and create 2 holes.
He bit the bottom of the cone
halfway through.
Double A, come in here. I see you. Come in here. We need to talk about this before you get on. We need to talk about decision. You bit the cone halfway. What is wrong with you? Are you a serial killer?
Nobody's safe here, Double A. Nobody's safe. Guess what? When
Listen,
okay. Nobody's safe.
First of all, you're interrupting my coffee brewing right now. Okay. It was a lot of cheesecake chunks at the bottom of the cone, and it was freshly made waffle cones.
Oh my God, that's even worse.
I'm sorry. I got a little too confident. I went in and it started dripping. So I had to do what I had to do. It was good ice cream. I had to do what I had to do.
Nobody's saying that it wasn't good ice cream, but biting it from the bottom as you're eating it.
Autumn, it was one bite.
Psychotic.
Autumn, it was one bite.
It was not one bite. It was not one bite. The look on your face when you bit into it, you're like, oh, I made a mistake. And you made a mistake.
It was meant to be one bite. It might have been 3 or 4. But you know, I got after it. I tried my best because I tried to recover because it started just. So I'm like, okay, let me go on this end and try to get it, and then it still. It was worse. I was clean, and then it started, you know, in their parking lot, and then I got a drip on my shirt. So, but it was good.
Where did you get this ice cream from?
We went after church to this ice cream shop outside of Niles called Katie's Corner.
Mm-hmm.
Really good ice cream.
Oh yeah,
really good. Really good.
I was part of the Clean Bowl Club. Autumn. I ate my cup of ice cream, and I didn't get any drops on me over the floor. It was great. Yeah.
Congratulations. Double A, you might be a psychopath. That is a crazy way to eat ice cream. You are never allowed to eat in public ever. I do want to get your thoughts. Did you see me and Eli talking about Love Island?
Yeah, yes.
I want to get your
I
thoughts.
got my vote in, by the way. The app worked.
Yes. Oh, also, I forgot to mention the app crashed last week, y'all. So nobody was able to vote for a full 24 hours, and they had to literally leave the voting open. So it did not crash. Who did you vote for?
Double A. That's a trick question. No, it's a trick question.
No.
No,
We need
it's
to
not
know.
a trick question. No, it's not a trick question. But Autumn's gonna hate my answer. I voted for Corbin and Kinsey.
Why would you do
Why?
this?
Hey, Double A. Why would you do that, Double A?
Because
What is wrong with you?
Corbin and Kenzie over Sincere? Are you crazy?
These people are too nice. This cast is too nice. I want destruction. Okay. At least Corbin and Kinsey are both playing the game that is the way it's meant to be played. Okay. Listen, I'm not going to blame Corbin for asking every woman, can he have a kiss? At least he's being generous. Okay. At least, you know.
Was he the one going for the Yana Lion shot in the opener?
Probably.
Okay.
But no, I mean, Autumn, we ain't got nothing to worry about. The only real couple in the villa right now, Trinity and Bryce, they're safe. You have nothing to worry about.
Double A. I'm so baffled by your voting habits. Y'all don't understand what Kenzie and Corbin represent. Kenzie and Corbin represent the worst of Love Island right now. Kenzie is she is a Sincere level supervillain. That girl is insane. And you voted for her? Oh my god.
She is not a supervillain. No.
You know, Double A.
She just admitted she was horny. She's not a supervillain.
You know, Double A. Obviously, is on the co-host here with Autumn. You know, this is her show. I feel like as their Tuesday co-host, I have the right to tell you. Unfortunately, we'll see you in a few minutes because that was just absolutely outlandish. I can't believe you.
Get him off my screen. Get him off my screen.
Get back to your coffee. Jeez, I'm sorry about that, Autumn.
It's okay. He's insane. Why would I ask him? I knew he was gonna do something. I knew. You know what? I texted Double A yesterday. I asked him for a take, and I texted him back. I said, Double A, are you an op? He might be an op right now. Why would you vote those two? Oh my god. Okay. Let's move on. One last topic before I end with my good spiral and bad spiral of the day. I am still obsessed with these European people in America who are like just gobsmacked at all the good food at Walmart. Now, there was a lady today. She was from Australia, not European, but I usually just call Australians people with British accents that sound like something is stuck in their throat. Just as entitled, just as crazy. She went to a Walmart clearly in a rural area, and she was just so fascinated with all the things. She was like, look at how many Pop-Tarts, look how many Cheez-Its. I'm like, when I go to Walmart, I don't see that many options. I'm like, where are these people going to Walmart at where they have 50 options for Cheez-Its? When I go to Walmart, there's one option for Cheez-Its, and it's the regular Cheez-Its.
Yeah, maybe you get the white cheddar every now and then, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, where are these people going to Walmart at? Because they're like, oh my god, this Walmart has 50 options of the same thing. I'm like, where are y'all finding this at? I've seen people going to Target and being like so baffled at Target. They're like, Target has everything. I'm like, why are you in Target, first of all? Second of all, get out of that store. It is a trap to spend money. You know how much money I've wasted in Target? Too much. I've broken my addiction. It's been a year. I've been clean for a year, so we're good. But I'm still baffled by the lady who thought Golden Corral was a life-changing experience. I don't get that. I still don't get that. You're eating the bottom of the barrel food right there. It's not even good food.
No.
Waffle House, I can understand. Raising Cane's, I can understand. Hell, Chili's, I can understand. Golden Corral, still disgusting, no matter how you face it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. The chocolate fountain gets desecrated. They a lot of hands in that fountain.
The germs. I just think about the germs in that place. But I am still obsessed with these Europeans. Shout out to Freddie, the German guy, who got to tour the capsule that the astronauts went in. Because everybody became obsessed with him in his road trip across the country. He's like JJ Watt set him up with a hotel the other night. Like, he has gotten so much stuff. So shout out to him. But let's get to my good spiral and bad spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Good spiral. Now, mind you, these are, when I say spiral, I mean it is your deep rabbit hole. It is the thing I'm telling you. Take a look. Take a look inside. Good spiral of the day. Tom Holland and Zendaya. They announced today that they in fact did get married. We kind of all knew that 3 months ago, but they announced it today that they did get married. So go down that Tom and Zendaya rabbit hole, and you will be stuck of like, how did these two people get married? I still don't understand how they got married, but hey, congratulations to them. Bad spiral. Things you should not go down the rabbit hole of. I'm telling you, do not look these up. Okay? Summer House. Specifically Wes Wilson. It was announced yesterday that Wes Wilson was fired. If you don't know who Wes Wilson is, he is a weirdo who is like a complex contributor who ended up on reality TV. He also has a podcast with Sophie Cunningham. But he was fired yesterday from Summer House. Bad spiral. Don't go down that road. Don't punish yourself. Now, coming up in about a minute, Double A will have his crack show. But that has been episode 2 of the Daily Spiral. Thank you, Eli, so much. I'm so glad that you are now joining my craziness. I love it. So happy.
I'm with it.
I am so happy that somebody else gets to experience this insanity.
Absolutely.
But,
I'm excited. I'm excited to join.
Tomorrow, I will be back with Chad Bryan. Chad Bryan will be my host for the next 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Chad, you better do your homework. I know you're watching. You better do your homework. I will be coming at you with some answers and some questions. But Double A's Crack Show is up next, you guys. I will see you tomorrow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the Daily Spiral. That was Autumn Chisholm. Let's go ahead and do the little switcherooski. We're one stream. We're going to go ahead and see who comes up. Oh, it's still me. Oh, look at that. It's still me. Okay, you guys don't want to see me. I know. All right, my bad. You want to see that? You want to see that? All right, here he is. Let's hit the music.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
And welcome everybody to this very educational program, Midnight Run, here on the Inside Edge Network. You're going to learn a lot in this hour. I'm Anthony Alford, glad to have you with us. We are live here on the Inside Edge Network. And for the first time, we're also live on Keon Sports, our new partnership, Keon Sports on YouTube and Facebook. We're going to have a lot of fun. Coming up in this hour, of course, the big news with Sorsby. We're going to get into all of that. Coming up, also Donovan Mitchell and a few other things, including the return of our Tuesday segment, Big Back Tuesday, where today I found footage of somebody putting together a honey bun, peanut butter, and jelly sandwich. I'll show you the video coming up later this hour. But we got all that coming up here in a little bit. But first, let's get right into it. Man, craziness, right? Think about this, and Autumn talked about it. Everybody talked about it. It's like, dude, you're loaded with gambling issues. Why would you even entertain the idea of bringing this person on? Why would you even do that? And we're talking about Brandon Sorsby, and we're not even getting into the whole football aspect of it. Like right before I came on the air, I read a tweet from my guy, Nick Camino, him from WKYC3 News. He was like, listen, if you've watched 15 minutes of Cincinnati football, you know that this shouldn't even be a conversation. But it is because of the complexity of it. First off, on the Browns side of things, we know the history. We know 30 years of not having a quarterback, and we've had glimpses of having a quarterback, but come on now, like, what are we doing? So there's always a look of desperation in terms of the Browns, trying to figure out what to do with the quarterback position. But there's also this factor. Because of our current quarterback one, or because of Deshaun Watson and all the baggage with Deshaun Watson, some might look and say, oh, that's just gambling. That's all. That is how screwed up our QB pitcher really is. Now, I mentioned before, I'm Team Shedeur Sanders. I truly believe Shedeur Sanders, when he's surrounded by talent, Shedeur Sanders is that dude. I really, really believe that. But I don't know if the Browns, actually, I know the Browns are not fully behind that, and I know we have a new audience here today. I've mentioned this about Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is that old Tesla. If you've never had a Tesla before, you finally get to elevate and you finally get to buy a Tesla. You finally get to, oh, I don't have to get gas anymore. I have the electric battery vehicle. And then the first 4 years that you have the vehicle, you have all sorts of problems, whether the issues is with the vehicle, with yourself, for whatever reason. You've only had one car, road trip with the Tesla. And now year 5, you've had this entire payment plan with this Tesla. Now at this point, it's a 2017 Tesla, but you want to see it. You want to see your return on investment. You want to figure out if it's the real deal. And I don't care what anybody tells you. The Browns want to see, in my humble opinion, ownership wants to see if Deshaun Watson is that guy. How does Brandon Sorsby come into the situation of all this? We'll connect the dots here in a couple seconds. Let's bring you back first to June 1st. Back on June 1st, remember the Browns had the golf outing. Todd Monken talked with the media at the golf outing back on June 1st. And he had this to say, and when he was asked about Sorsby and whether or not he should be on the team or they should look at it. Take a look.
Not at all. I mean, it's not even come across my desk. I don't think we're in a position to want to go down that road. That's my opinion. That's not Andrew's. And that I like the quarterbacks that we have. I think that's a slippery slope when you go down that, irrespective of talent, right? In terms of the situation he's put himself in. And we all know what that is. He put himself in that situation. And we've seen in other sports with players that have been banned for life from playing in professional sports. I think that's a slippery slope to go down that road. Again, that's a question for Andrew and for management. But from my end of it, kind of a tough angle to go down that road and think that that's going to be your franchise quarterback. if he's ever eligible to even play in the NFL.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And that last part is huge, right? And Mary Kay took that video courtesy of Mary Kay Cabot. That part is huge too. Like, and we've heard Mike Florio talk about it. Like, he's going through all this. We don't even know if he's going to be eligible to play. We don't even know if he's going to be, because we're talking about gambling. We're talking about what's going to happen with all the stuff of Indiana. Now, let's be clear about what happened. Texas Tech was in real danger of getting sued by the Big 12. They were going to get games taken away with the Big 10. Like, it was just going to be a mess. So, I'm not saying officially this happened. I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth. I'm just taking an educated guess that, the board of trustees and the powers that be at the university went to Brandon and said, you probably need to leave. And let's come up with a respectable way. Let's come up with a respectable exit plan to get you going. I have a pretty good feeling that's what happened. Now, let's fast forward. Again, Todd Monken, that was back on June 1st. He mentioned that, hey, it's not my call. That's up to the front office and what their vision is. But it's a slippery slope. How can you build a roster around a player who you don't know is going to play? And again, knowing our luck, we pick him up, and all of a sudden, because of what you did in college, you're going to be suspended for X number of games. And we've been down that road with the guy we have now. But because the guy that we have now has been accused of a lot worse than gambling, unfortunately, it's easy to look and say, it's not really a big deal. And Andrew Berry and the Cleveland Browns have a history of giving guys a second chance, looking into, hey, we can rehab character issues. We can rehab certain things. Back to Mary Kay for just a second here. She posted this today on Cleveland.com. I have it on my side computer here. So, the risk, of course, is that Sorsby could relapse, from his gambling treatment. And by the way, he just recently completed a 35-day residential treatment program for gambling. But it's such a quick turnaround that, again, you just don't know if the relapse, could have happened, right? Mary Kay mentioned this. According to a treatment center, the chances within the first year after formal treatment to relapse, the rates, is between 50 to 70%, according to one treatment center. And another treatment center reported that approximately 75% of individuals remain abstinent for the first 6 months after treatment, while the number drops to 50% after a year and only 25 to 30% after 2 years. And we're talking about a guy who placed, and as Autumn pointed out in the 11 o'clock hour, 2,900 bets at Indiana. While Indiana, not college and pro sports, as well as, you name a sport, he has placed a bet. At Indiana, he's placed $30,000 worth of bets. And overall, during his college tenure, he's placed $90,000 in bets. $90,000. I thought Autumn misspoke when she said that. She was spot on. $90,000. I know it doesn't sound as bad as what Deshaun Watson was accused of. I get this. But he's one slip up away from being out of the league, maybe before he even steps foot in the league. But I bring all that up to say this. Andrew Berry has a reputation of giving guys second chances, looking into characters and seeing what they could do. In fact, Andrew Berry, general manager of the Cleveland Browns, he was on 92.3 The Fan this past Friday, with Anthony Lima and Darrell Ryder. And he had this to say about Sorsby and whether or not they could possibly be looking into bringing him in. Take a look again, courtesy of 92.3 The Fan.
I think there are two things. I think there are two questions I ask because we're all human, and I'd imagine everybody that's on this call and listening to this show, I'm sure everyone has made mistakes. I think I really asked two questions. I asked, number one, is this a bad person or did they make a bad decision? And then the second piece is okay, what are they doing after the fact, whether it's to correct the behavior? Is this a pattern of decision making? And if so, have they done something to stop the pattern, or is this an isolated incident? Because the reality of it is, we're all going to screw up, and some certainly mistakes are greater in magnitude than others. But I think the most important thing, in Brendan's case, is what he does from here. Obviously, it's a great first step, to get the help that he needs. But then it's okay, what is around him? What is he doing to make sure that he can maintain healthy habits moving forward? And so it seems like it's a very good start there. Obviously, I don't know all the details at this point, but I think probably within society, so to speak, I think we could all stand to use a little bit more grace.
He's Andrew Berry, from a humanity standpoint, he is right. Again, that's courtesy of 92.3 The Fan. He joined Lima and Darrell Ryder, I believe, this past Friday. From that standpoint, yes, absolutely. He deserves grace. Or people deserve grace. Let me correct myself. People do deserve grace. But then it's risk and return on investment, right? I've heard a wide range of opinions on this kid and what he could bring to the table. I've heard it all. On one end, again, my buddy Nick Camino, it's dude, if you watch him at Cincinnati, what are we doing? And I've heard comparisons to Kenny Pickett. So if the ceiling is Kenny Pickett, then this is not a story. You just exit stage left and move on with your day. It's not even a story. But if you go on the other end of the spectrum, Dan Orlowski is propping him up like he's the next Dan Marino. So it's going to be one of those cases where the team's going to have to do their homework, but the team's going to have to be responsible. Now, I came across something earlier this morning, a scenario that I hope doesn't play out, but if it does play out this way, I'm worried, greatly. So I'm going to pull it up here on my phone. I'm in 3,000 group chats here, so let me see if I can pull it up in the correct one. But yeah, here it is. So here's my fear. I made this clear. If you've watched me throughout time, I've made this clear. If you're watching me for the first time, let me make this clear. Shedeur Sanders should be QB1. It is not surprising to me at all that Shedeur Sanders has impressed during minicamp and over these last few weeks. I mean, listen, we heard the reports. If you believe the reports, the Cleveland Browns or Todd Monken, Deshaun Watson was way ahead. And then Shedeur Sanders made strides. Absolutely made strides, like I expected him to. And he will continue to make strides, and we'll see what happens, again, once the pads come on, come late July. We'll find out. But here's my fear. Remember, we were just talking about the return on investment of we finally have the Tesla, Deshaun Watson. So I saw this from Jared Moeller. Jared Moeller, I believe he works at SB Nation and does a few other great things across the sports world. And this timeline caught my eye to the point where I sent this to our InsideEdge Network team. And here it is. I'll just lay it out for you guys. He tweeted, Browns are very interested in Sorsby. It's a conspiracy theory. I want to make this clear. A conspiracy theory. This is not what they're doing, but it's a conspiracy theory. Browns are very interested in Brandon Sorsby. They would plan to make Deshaun Watson the starter no matter what. Prolong the QB competition to keep Shedeur Sanders' value high. And then if they get Sorsby, then you have a trade partner ready to go for Shedeur Sanders. And then the plan would be ride out Deshaun Watson's contract in 2026, and then you have your quarterback in 2027 with Sorsby. And knowing today's NFL, he'll probably play anyway. So in 2026. And again, it's a conspiracy theory, again, laid out by Jared Mold, but it scares me because I can see that happening. I can see it happening. That part scares me, but I can see it, right? Think of Ty Simpson with the Los Angeles Rams. Think about how that kind of played out. On draft night, when the Rams selected Ty Simpson with the 13th overall pick. Like, what? That high? Why? Makes sense when you trade for Myles Garrett. Dots being connected. It's the same here. It's the same thing here. The dots, right? As much as I am confident, and I know we got a break here in a few moments. As much as I'm confident in Shedeur Sanders, Eli Moon is confident in Shedeur Sanders. Some of you, the fans, are very confident in Shedeur Sanders and believe that Shedeur Sanders is the guy. Deep down, we all know that if you really have to ask, do you believe the organization, the Browns organization, is fully invested in Shedeur Sanders? We don't need to be biased. We all know the answer. We all know the answer is no. I'm not breaking news to anybody. We all know the answer is no. So if they are committed to riding out Deshaun Watson, maybe you do have a QB plan in place with Sorsby, because here's the other truth. This young core of a roster, who I like this roster. I do. I like this roster. This young core of a roster that is in the AFC North, which I do not consider the AFC North to be the top of the line division that it has been in years past. I don't. Browns are going to win some games. Browns are not going to be in a position to bottom out. They're just not. Shedeur Sanders puts you out of that conversation. That's why Fernando Mendoza is not on this roster right now. They put you out of that position. So, in the eyes of the Cleveland Browns, if they believe we can't really bottom out and get one of those elite quarterbacks in 2027, they might look at the supplemental draft and say, our guy, despite betting over, $90,000 in bets, we somewhat survived Deshaun Watson. You didn't. I'm just talking here. We can survive this and mold this. It's crazy talk, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy talk. More on this coming up. Coming up, we're going to shift over to the Cavaliers. Brian Windhurst, he was on earlier today. Donovan Mitchell. Listen, there's going to be tough conversations about Donovan Mitchell and what is left for his body and the mileage that he can provide. So there's going to be some tough conversations. But when you hear heading into the contract year, everything's cool, but Donovan Mitchell's not going to sign an extension. We're going to ride out this contract year. I'm not cool with that. We'll talk about that all in a lesson I learned today. When you win an NBA title, it's just a participation trophy. We'll be right back.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Keon Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keonsports.com or on YouTube at Keon Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
Welcome back, everybody, to Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. We are also, for the first time, simulcasting on Keon Sports, on YouTube and Facebook. Glad to be partnering up with KeonSports.com and Keon Sports. And the cool thing about the partnership, it's a true tag team, right? You know, I'm not changing anything about Keon Sports. You know, their writing team, they're phenomenal. Their high school coverage is fantastic. They have, great, write-ups on games. In fact, I'm looking at what happened with the Guardians as their team is literally falling apart day by day, unfortunately. The Cleveland Guardians, they fell to the Milwaukee Brewers. KeonSports.com has a great write-up about that. I also mentioned Ohio State. 3 bold predictions for Ohio State's 2026 season. Great article there. So definitely check out KeonSports.com for that. But nothing's changing here on our end either. We are still the Inside Edge Network. You just saw our website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com, where you can see all of our personality profiles, show profiles. You see our partners. And we have a merch store as well. We have a phenomenal schedule we're loading into, so definitely check us out, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. and like and subscribe to our social media channels at InsideEdge Net. Again, 5 daily shows and then some. We have phenomenal weekly programming as well, including the main event with myself, Eli Moon, and Rob Brzezicki on Sunday nights. Real Talk with Papa Moon, our mental health broadcast every Saturday at 5 o'clock right here on the InsideEdge Network. And across the board, we are locked and loaded. You see our daily lineup there at the bottom. Also, we just recently launched our Roku app. You want to download that right now. If you own a Roku, you can watch us from the comfort of your own television. InsideEdge Network. That's how you can find us on Roku. Okay, not gonna lie. I'm getting a little worried about the real quick to kind of tie up the loose ends on the Browns thing. If it was me, I'm rocking with Shedeur Sanders. I'm finding out what I have with Shedeur Sanders. I think the roster is set. You got a bunch of young guys. Shedeur Sanders has an arm. Shedeur Sanders, he's physically, he can physically get the job done. He needs to be in a system, and Kevin Stefanski didn't provide this. He needs to be in a system where I'm not saying it needs to be all creative, but it needs to be a little bit more open, right? To this day, I don't mean to come down on Kevin Stefanski. He's long gone. He's with the Falcons. They're going to find out. Get a rude awakening down in Atlanta. But it amazes me. Kevin Stefanski, quarterback genius. He went through 12 quarterbacks. And what? Only Baker Mayfield worked out for like a hot minute. And then he went on to Tampa Bay. By the way, Baker Mayfield in a contract year in Tampa Bay. We'll talk about that in the coming weeks. There could be a reunion in sight. I don't think so, but it's not at 0%. I would rock with Shedeur Sanders. Find out what you have in a franchise quarterback that you're barely paying. You're paying Shedeur Sanders a McChicken. That's how much you're paying Shedeur Sanders. You're paying him the dollar menu. Figure out if your 2-piece dinner can work. Figure it out. Don't, what are we doing? And, that's what I would look into. But I truly believe the Browns will consider going the Sorsby route. Over to the Cavaliers. Brian Windhorst joined ESPN Cleveland earlier today, and he had this to say about the Cavaliers and the Donovan Mitchell contract situation. Take a look.
I think the Cavs and Donovan are in a very good place. And I think everybody should be prepared for the eventuality that he does not extend. He is in maximum control, maximum benefit, maximum choice, maximum leverage situation. Okay. He has 1 year left on his contract, and next year can sign with all of those goodies that come along with a brand new contract as a 10-year veteran. And if something goes wrong in this year, he has a player option that can protect him for the year after. So that is where the Cavs are at. The only incentive that he has to sign right now is to do the Cavs a favor. If Donovan does not extend, it doesn't mean that he's leaving. It doesn't mean that he's unhappy. It doesn't mean that the Cavs should lose sleep. It does mean he's maximizing his situation.
And again, courtesy of ESPN Cleveland, that was Brian Windhorst talking about Donovan Mitchell, who next year is going to be the final year of that contract before you make that commitment. Of course, Donovan Mitchell, he turns 30 in September. So the waters are going to be peaceful. It's going to be one of those cases. Again, I'm not ruling out that Donovan Mitchell would do the Cavs a solid. I'm not ruling that out. But he has all the leverage. Let's focus on Donovan first. Donovan's looking to see, hey, listen, can Cleveland put a team together that can compete and beat New York, that can beat Boston, that can beat an Eastern Conference that's suddenly just, oh my Lord, we've talked about it, how loaded that Eastern Conference is going to be. Honestly, it bothers me that we did not win the title this year. It really, it kind of bothers me because this was the year you didn't have Indiana with Tyrese Halliburton being out, and they just, we'll take the year off. Boston was knocked out in round one. You took out Toronto. You took out Detroit. What would have been if you won game one of the Eastern Conference Finals? But they never corrected their bad habits from the regular season. They never corrected their bad habits. So, again, Donovan Mitchell and his team, they're going to, let's put the rest. They love Cleveland, okay? My concern with Donovan Mitchell when he first arrived here was, he wants to play in New York. He's a Knicks guy. You know, he's going to show up. And he did, by the way. He's going to show up, you know, in Mets gear and he wants to be in New York. Donovan Mitchell has shown his loyalty towards Cleveland. He has. I'm not questioning that whatsoever. He's conducting business. He is conducting business. He's going to look at the landscape. He's going to look at what's going on with Cleveland. He's going to look at potential other options if they have to go somewhere else. But I believe Donovan wants to be here. Now, the key is the Cavs and that outlook. And I stand by this. And I'm going to some of the points I'm making tonight, by the way, because I know we have a newer audience. If you've been with me, I'm just reinforcing a few points that we have made throughout the playoff run. But some of you are hearing these points for the first time. Listen, go back and ask yourself, why did James Harden, who is older than Donovan Mitchell, why did he play in more playoff minutes? So I get it. We want to talk about James Harden as the aging veteran, and I know James Harden is dealing with other things. He's dealing with other things. But the truth is he's more than likely going to be extended. Team-friendly deal, James Harden. But James Harden, at 36, 37 years old, playing in more playoff minutes than Donovan Mitchell, who's only 29 years old, and Donovan Mitchell, who's had a history of his body just simply getting beat up and not holding up. I mean, we watched a few of those conference finals games, and we were like, is Donovan Mitchell okay? Like, he wasn't moving at the speed that we was used to seeing him move. And we're not talking simply, everyone's slowing down because it's the conference finals, it's late in the season. We're talking going from here to here in a span of a couple games. I think the Cavaliers, and this is where they don't have leverage here, I would not be stunned if the Cavaliers decided to wait until the All-Star break next year around the trade deadline. If let's just say they're in that 5, 6, 7 seed range, and there are other teams in the Eastern Conference that are just clearly better, then the choice is clear there, right? But I think all options are on the table. All options are on the table. They're committed to this core four. They're committed to running this thing back. But do you have a roster that's good enough to compete for a title in a improved Eastern Conference? And we're not even talking about like free agency talk. We're not even talking about Giannis and where he can go. You know, what happens if Giannis is in Boston? We're not talking about Jaylen Brown. According to reports right now, LeBron James and the Lakers, they're talking, but we'll believe him when the dotted line is signed. We'll believe it. But again, this is tricky. This is tricky. Do you pull off? And most teams won't do it. I just don't want the Cavs. If it doesn't work out with Donovan Mitchell, I don't want them to be left empty-handed. But it's very possible that we could be talking on June 17th, 2027, And if the AI prediction that Eli and Chad ran last week of the 2027 NBA Finals between San Antonio and Cleveland, if that doesn't work out, and I believe even in the AI simulation, San Antonio won. So it was a good series. I saw the simulation. It was a good series. But if it plays out that way, there's a good chance summer of 2027, you might be left empty-handed. I just don't want the Cavs to be in that position. I just don't. So I think they need to be looking around. I think they need to see. And personally, I don't know if a backcourt of James Harden and Donovan Mitchell is the way to go. It's a better combo than Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. But if they're going to build a team around, all right, what James Harden was doing when he came here in the first place, which was, take the ball out, not take the ball out, but get the ball and then immediately get the ball down the floor to Jared Allen or Evan Mobley. Okay, we got a different story. But I don't know if that's the case. That's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I don't want the Cavs to be left empty-handed, but they're setting themselves up. Oh, man. It's going to be tough. I just want them to win. I just want them to be mentally tough in these moments. I think the roster is just – they don't have dogs. The reason why the Knicks won the title, they got dogs. I heard Mikal Bridges. He was on Instagram earlier today. He was, he was like, he was talking about – you guys remember when Becky Hammon said that, New York couldn't win with Jalen Brunson because he was too small? They didn't have, he's not a 1A type player. And he went on there and said, dude, that comment set me off. Like, Jalen Brunson locked in. How many times do you have to be disrespected in order to say, F all this, we need to lock in? How many times? I mean, we played a clip yesterday. I think it's still in the system, actually, from WFAN when we did Around the Dial. And you got people saying, Jalen Brunson won a title. Not this guy, not Donovan Mitchell. Like, what are we doing? Like, we can't operate that way. I'll play the clip on my end here, Eli. Here's the clip. This is from WFAN. Take a look.
That man is an NBA champion, an NBA Finals MVP, a man who people said is not better than Luka Doncic. Mm-hmm. Where's his ring? Tyrese Halliburton, where's his ring? Donovan Mitchell, where's his ring? Mm-hmm. How many guys did they tell us he wasn't as good as? Mm-hmm. And everyone's always better than Jalen Brunson until it's time to be better than Jalen Brunson. And another thing, Karl Anthony Towns has been clowned, myself included, have clowned this man.
Oh, yeah.
Has clowned this man. And he has come up big. Obviously, tonight was not a great performance for him, but he is an NBA champion. He is an NBA champion. Joel Embiid doesn't have an NBA championship. Anthony Edwards doesn't have an NBA championship. Jimmy Butler doesn't have an NBA championship.
Tyrese Halliburton.
So, yeah, I mean, again, from WFAN, how many times you got to be disrespected? I didn't bring this up. It was from The Ringer. They had, they ranked the top 50 players or whatnot. Evan Mobley barely scratched the surface as a top 25 player. Donovan Mitchell, top 8. Again, just barely scratched the surface. So, I don't know. They got to figure it out. They got to figure it out quick. They got to make tough decisions. This is what they're paid to do. Our front office. This is what they're paid to do, to make these tough decisions. If it were me, I'd move off of Donovan. I would move off of Donovan Mitchell. I would think about it. I don't think his body can hold up. I don't think we've seen 4 to 5 years now, where his body simply can't hold up. And I truly believe his playoff minute, like, while James Harden is technically older, in terms of body mileage in the NBA, they're both the same. They're both the same. All right, when we come back, final segment of the show. Speaking of NBA, we're making a big deal about all this because we want the Cavaliers to win a participation trophy. Wait, what? Yeah, we got that coming up. Also, may I indulge you on a late night snack? How about a honey bun or honey buns, peanut butter and jelly? Come on now. We'll talk about all that next. This is Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. Anthony Alfie here with you. One final segment back after this.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
We got a loaded final segment here for you coming up here. I just want to make note. I came across on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter, by the way, at AnthonyAlfred92. I came across this on Twitter 2 years ago today, June 17th, 2024. If you're a wrestling fan, you remember that date. That was the day that the Wyatt Six debuted. 2 years ago, the Wyatt Six. And what could have been. We did not. Maybe we'll talk about this tomorrow. Danhausen. Man, he's a. God bless him. I mean, he's just as big a part of the Knicks winning the championship. Now, let's be clear. He will get booed in Cleveland. I'm not cheering for him when he comes here to SmackDown. Absolutely not. You curse my team. That will not happen. No. We'll pay. Honestly, I'll pay you whatever I need to pay you to uncurse the Guardians right now. They're going through all their injury issues and stuff. Did you know that when you compete in the NBA for the title, there are a few accomplishments you can achieve, right? Individually, you can win the MVP, you can win the Rookie of the Year, you can win Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Coach of the Year. And then as a team, you can win the All-Star game, even individually the Slam Dunk competition, or the NBA Cup. By the way, Spurs and Knicks was an NBA Cup rematch, or, the finals was an NBA Cup rematch. But the NBA Finals is for the Larry O'Brien Trophy, the greatest prize in all of basketball, until what I heard today on ESPN. I'm not even going to share who this guy is because I watched him a couple times on First Take earlier in the year, and I'm like, I don't think he's going to make it. Let's play it now. This is from ESPN Get Up. At 6:17, Vincent Goodwill. He had this to say this morning about, just listen, here it is.
Like to know that greatness is validated. How do we know that any of the last 8 champions are actually validated? Because they have not done it again. Giannis is itching to get out. Boston is thinking about trading Jaylen Brown. They don't believe in their one championship. LeBron's one championship in LA was not enough. So why would it be enough for us?
Validate is the Larry O'Brien that I put on that shelf and it stays there forever. That's the validation. The Laker thing.
Oh, you mean participation trophy then?
I'm sorry. Larry O'Brien is a participation trophy?
If everybody gets one.
It is an actual trophy. You won the league that year.
And here's the crazy thing. I understand the point that it was courtesy of ESPN. I understand the point that he was trying to make. We've had 8 different NBA champions. We talked about it yesterday. 8 different championships. But, dude, it's not you get a championship, you get a championship, you get a championship. No, the playoffs are dogfights. We know this. They're dogfights. And you got to go through it. That bothered me. That absolutely bothered me. I don't know. Like, dude, what are you doing? What are you talking about? All right, we in today's show. I need to give this some time, right? So, when I say Big Back Tuesday, it's not a shot at, it's not a shot of where it needs to be a shot. It's not that. It's healthy people eating excessively for no effing reason and doing things that are not necessary. For example, peanut butter belongs on bread. Peanut butter sandwiches or peanut butter jelly sandwiches belongs on bread. And you're fine. You can even have it, it's toast. Put it on there. It's fine. I've even had it where, hey, if I had an apple slices, this is how I used to eat apples back in the day. Put a little peanut butter, peanut butter on the apple slices, boom, you're set. If I want a snack, I haven't consumed a honey bun in years, but you could go get a honey bun. And it's fine. So shout out to our boy, my friend, our good buddy, Stefan Johnson. Stefan has, he's done phenomenal work across the media spectrum, across here locally in Cleveland, across the country. He's fantastic. I know he was doing commentary for a little bit of time at Exodus Pro Wrestling here locally in Cleveland. And one of the things that he does, people will submit food reviews and things like that, crazy food reviews. And I happened to stumble onto this one here today. And I'm like, we need to actually see this in action. So here we go. This is 90 seconds of you can watch this, but I dare you not to try it. Here's Stefan Johnson talking about what? A honey bun, peanut butter, and jelly sandwich. Here it is.
You know what? To hell with y'all. To hell with y'all. I ain't doing it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So folks, this one's gonna be the simplest thing in the world. I'm gonna take your iced honey bun down. Take your favorite peanut butter. I got reduced fat Jif. Because as quiet as it's kept, I do try to live decently when I'm not recording these goddamn videos. A layer on board. Smooth, creamy, sinful. Now our jelly, I got a strawberry spread here. Just gonna dollop it on. Decent layer on. I already feel my hand getting numb, you know? And then our top honey bun. Lord! Father in heaven, forgive me. This is crazy. Y'all might as well just start paying my hospital bills because I do this for y'all. Going in. Oh, it smells great too. Okay, hold on. Oh, it was so immediate. It's perfect bun. It's almost more of a texture thing than a taste thing. The way a honey bun just carries condiments, it's a vessel. It's a perfect vessel. So pillowy, a little crispy around the edge, and cakey in the middle, moist. Moist, my friends, moist. Oh, and then that sweet icing. The rest in the trash. I can't. I'm not responsible enough to have that. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. A+. Do not do this. I don't want you to make this. I want better for you. Don't do this. Have a good ass day.
Courtesy of Stefan Johnson. We got to get Stefan on this show. We got to get him on because there's some things that I got to pick his brain about certain things. Let's talk about a few things and we'll wrap here. Eli's been busy all day. I think he's eating. Is he eating something right now? No, he's all good there. You come on if you like here. Listen, here is the beauty of having something that's too good, right? One honey bun is fine. 2 honey buns is successful. Then we're adding on that is ice honey buns. Then we're adding on that is peanut butter and jelly. Then we're adding on that the sandwich is this thick. Then we're adding on that it's like a week's worth of sugar in one sandwich.
Yeah. That was a lot, man. That was a lot. Will not be what I'm having for breakfast before the morning show, but you know, maybe it makes its way in the rotation. My goodness, Double A, that was something, bro. I've seen a lot of things today. I feel like I've lived 100 lives on this Tuesday. That might have been the craziest shit I've seen all day. That might have been the craziest shit. And it's a new day. Yes, it is. It's 54 minutes into the new day. So technically, that is the craziest thing I've seen yesterday and today thus far. Congratulations. You have done it. In fact, you've done so well, Double A. I want to see if this is working. My whole system's glitching out tonight. They're trying to shut me down, but you can't stop this show, baby. Good to Double A. Absolutely.
Dude, on my end, I hope all the clips played because the internet's fighting for its life here at home base today. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Dude, same here. I don't know what happened. I just a story for another time. We're gonna have we'll put that on the tell-all in a few months of the Tuesday that was.
Hey,
we made it. We made it.
We gotta figure this out. We gotta figure out if we're doing stuff on Juneteenth, Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do.
And for those of you guys who don't know, Friday is I can't believe it's 2 days away, the 10-year anniversary of the Cavaliers' 2016 NBA title or participation award. And they will be celebrating by replaying Game 7 outside of the arena I believe at 12 o'clock in the afternoon or something. They're going to replay it. So, and it's a holiday. It's Juneteenth. It's a newer holiday. So we might be celebrating that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We gotta
Yeah.
make it at a time. If you're consuming iced honey bun, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, you may not see Friday.
Okay. Dude, I'm gonna call Papa Moon right now. Hold on, I got him on speed dial. Let me see if we can get that for the breakfast. I don't know. No, I mean that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I've ate some crazy things in terms of desserts that probably shouldn't be desserts, but that was insane.
Don't do it.
So insane. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it.
If you try, just do a bite. Don't do more than 2 bites.
No, as they say in the wrestling world. I'm going to come here on this show, and I'm going to eat that honey bun, peanut butter and jelly. Oh boy, I'm going to eat it, and I'm gonna rate it. I'm going to rate each bite as we get in, because everybody talks about the first bite. Yeah, the first bite's amazing. Okay, yeah, the peanut butter and jelly. What about that middle when you get to like the swamp area of
That's
the
the
honey
best part
bun?
of a honey bun. It's the middle. That's the best part.
Just
Actually, I will up you a little bit. Sub out the honey bun, put in cinnamon rolls.
God dang it, bro. I'm not supposed to be eating no more tonight. I'm like staring at my birria tacos from earlier, and now I want a honey bun.
I will give you this. I will give you this. 2 cinnamon rolls with the, frosting or whatever. And you put the peanut butter and, and I'm not a big jelly fan, the food, but it will just be peanut butter. And then if you get like a packet of honey from like Chick-fil-A.
Oh, come on, Double A. Stop, bro. Not the honey pack. Not the honey pack.
The honey pack. Put it there. And then I'll give you this. Then put it in the microwave.
Come on.
Or I'll do you one better. Air fry it for like a minute.
Oh my God, Double A.
Extra crispy, sugary gooiness.
I'm calling Papa Moon in the morning because he's got some other stuff he's got to take care of. I'm going to call him and be like, dude, listen, I don't know if we can create this. If not, you need to make a cheesecake because I need something in my life right now. My stomach is literally making a Loch Ness monster sound right now. It's like, honey bun. I'm like, no, not now. Not now. Because guess what? Midnight Run Eli has to pay later on with Inside Edge Network Morning Show Eli. And if you want to see me like looking like I got out of a food coma, that's what that would do to me. I can't do it, Double A. Goodness gracious.
It's either that or, oh my goodness, he has a ton here. This is so. Do not, man. Go through Stefan's page, Stefan Johnson's Twitter page.
Whew.
Just go through it.
Okay.
You can either there's chocolate Pringles.
Yeah.
There's also strawberry brownies. Ooh,
Come
strawberry
on.
brownies. Oh, it's a longer video. Strawberry brownies. And then the last one, and then we're out of time. Domino's, they have the cheesy bread.
Yeah.
Make it a burger bun.
Mm.
And then put in like fast food snacks.
Dude, I'm seeing this one. This one's the one, Double A. Deep fried Uncrustables.
Wow. How about that?
Mm-mm.
At 1 a.m, want to try it?
Double A,
You
time to go to
also
bed.
had
We
a
don't
pot
need
of
to eat.
pizza rolls, and you loaded it with the sauce, extra, cheese, and then you put more pizza rolls at the top, and then you put pepperoni and more cheese, and you put it in the oven, and they say that's a lasagna. And boom, you just have it. Is the show over? Are we done? Is this
Double A,
it?
put a bow on that.
I'm not even gonna put a bow on it. Just Hit the station ID. We'll see you tomorrow.